When we moved to Oklahoma, it was weird because then we had the Southern Baptists, which on the East Coast, I mean, I had no idea. But we had women out yelling at us at the bus stop in the morning. We're not yelling like in a negative way, preaching to us at the bus stop. That drove my mom nuts that these other parents would come up preaching to us at the bus stop. Drove her insane.
And you can't do that nowadays. You're going to end up in court. You do something like that to someone's child.
We used to have fun because I grew up on the East Coast. You know, a lot of my friends were Jewish, and we used to love going to bar mitzvah parties and
oh yeah,
you know, all that stuff. We went to all different kinds of churches and church bazaars.
Yep.
You know, the Italian churches and stuff had these big old summer festivals and stuff. It was fun.
My best friend, that was ultimately my best man at our wedding, his name's Donald, but I grew up with him in Westchester, a matter of fact, and I remember going to his church, and they were black. It was a black church, so that was a whole different deal.
Oh, yeah. It was kind of fun.
Yeah, it was. Hello, I'm Tom Martino.
Welcome to the show. Today is Car Day. Of course, that means we emphasize cars. We don't exclusively talk cars, but if you have a car problem, it's a great day to call 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. We also love to help directly. If you have a problem and you need our help, we get involved. We've been working on a transportation problem for school that I think is bogus. But Daphne spent a lot of time digging into it. We'll talk about that. Basically, kids were left at a bus stop, the woman said, totally, without any notice, just dropped off. You know, I really can't stand when people just tell us part of a story and don't tell us the whole story. It just bothers me, although it always happens. People never, ever, ever tell me what they don't agree with. Even if I ask them, okay, what did the other party say? Did they say they're not going to do it? Yup. Mm-hmm. Really? In other words, they just said, we're going to cheat you, we're not going to... Yup. You know, I mean, people don't say the version of the truth, even if they don't agree with it. That's one thing I found. People will build their case with me. See, this is not I'm not a judge where you have to build your case. If you want me to help you, I need to know the truth. But we're going to talk about that woman and the transportation issue and kids being dropped off without notice and just left there. Just left there with no notice. That's what she said. They just pulled up, said, okay, kids, everybody out. We have mechanical problems. And just left the kids there to fend for themselves. No talk about notifying parents. No talk about another bus coming. Nothing. We're just going to leave you. 303-713-8255. Then we had a car wash dent. Deputy Dan, did you handle this and hand it over to Nick Yutzi?
Yep, sure did.
All right, let's talk about that. You took it upon yourself to call Nick. I think we recommended Nick anyway, but what was the problem, Dan? Just sum it up for us.
They were in a car wash, and the car in front of her had big tires, and it jumped out of the lane and stuff, so it was stopped. And her car kept on going in there and got pushed right into
But it was definitely a mechanical problem with the car wash.
Absolutely.
So therefore, it wasn't her fault. Did they say they would fix it?
They said at first, and then when they found out it would need a new hood, they said, no, we're not going to fix it. Go to your insurance. And because another dentless paint repair place said they could not fix it. They had to replace the hood. So that's when I sent the pictures to Nick, and Nick says, yeah, I think I can do it. And so he...
Do we have any before and after pictures?
Yeah, before and after. Yep.
Did he do it for a lot less than the replacement of the hood would be?
A third.
Oh, man.
So here's the point. First, the car wash needed to step up. It's funny how they say they're going to step up until they find out what it costs. Because right and wrong shouldn't have a cost. If you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're right, you're right. But technically, her insurance could cover her because it's an insurable incident. Now, her insurance company would take care of it. She'd have to pay a deductible, and then they would go after the offending party. It would be called subrogation. But why go through all that trouble? So, Debbie, we sent you to Flexident of Colorado. Is that right?
Yes.
And what happened?
And they popped the hood. They popped out the dent, and it looks absolutely beautiful.
You know what? This is after not only being damaged, but after another company attempted to fix it and further did damage. And you had you were thinking, there's no way I'm going to get this fixed and without replacing it, right?
Right. I took it to 2 other people, and they said that the hood had to be replaced.
I got it. I have to see these photos, Dano. Are they up online? We're live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on the iHeartRadio app. We are live on referralist.com. And we have podcasts you can download. Yes?
They will be in 30 seconds. Yeah,
Okay.
And I emailed them to you, too.
Good. I want to see him. Let's talk to Nick Yutzy. He's the owner, Flexident of Colorado.
Hey, guys,
Nick,
how's it going?
So, Nick, tell us the condition it was in. Tell me what you found.
It was pretty stretched out. I mean, that was.
How do you get something unstretched? No, I know that you're pretty good at putting stuff back together or taking dents out, but once somebody overstretches it, I was surprised. I was even surprised you could do that.
Yeah, just experience. Me and my techs all together got over 20 years experience apiece.
Okay, so you got it done, and I hear it looks like new, and she is so happy.
Yep. Turned out great. The car wash was awesome to work with. They had
good.
no problem collecting anything. So.
No, they're happy. What, are you kidding me? You saved them a ton of money, didn't you?
Yeah, I think I did.
I mean, what would it tell us? What a normal repair off the street like this, what somebody gets dented at the car wash, they're listening right now, because not everyone knows. You do any kind of ding, parking lot ding, car wash ding. It doesn't have to be just hail. So what would a normal repair like this be? How big was the dent, Nick, overall?
It was like a basketball-sized dent.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, if you look at the pictures, it's massive.
Yep.
And what would something like this cost off the street? Somebody come in and say, Nick, help us.
Somebody would have to replace that hood if it was any worse. You'd have had to replace that hood, paint it, replace that clear bra.
But what would it cost for the paintless dent repair on a similar repair to this?
I charged about $400.
Okay, and that's probably what, saving $1,400?
Yeah, probably. I would say $1,200 at least.
Yeah.
To replace it and paint it.
Oh yes. Okay, so Flexident of Colorado, and 303-619-6273. Flexident of Colorado.com. I want to look at those photos when they're in. So, hey, Debbie, I'm happy it was fixed. The car wash paid for it, and we're done. And it looks like new. Thank you for the follow-up. Now, we had another call about a car yesterday, and I asked him to wait for today. This is Tony. Tony?
How you doing, Tom?
All right, we were at the end of the show. I'm doing good, thank you. Let's summarize that problem again, please.
Okay, so I bought a vehicle back in December.
December, from Skyline, right?
That's correct.
Skyline. Okay, what kind of vehicle was that?
It was a 2001 Dodge Dakota.
And what's the problem?
Oh, a day after I purchased the vehicle, I returned to turn in the title on a trade-in, and it blew a head gasket. Right,
so your new, whatever it was a Skyline Mitsubishi with Dodge Dakota 2001. So the 2001 Dodge Dakota, well, you buy it as is, so I'm not understanding why. Now, I know anyone, including me, you buy a car and the next day it blows a head gasket, you think, wait a minute, I don't care if I bought it as is, this sucks. But did you have any kind of warranty?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and what happened?
So Skyline made the repairs to the, or I would have to say they...
Because you had a warranty and they made the repairs.
Right.
And again, I'm surprised at that even. Because so many times these extended warranties try to find a reason not to cover it.
No.
One of the main reasons, normal wear and tear or owner abuse. But what happened? They made a repair, so why are you calling if you had a blown head gasket the day after you bought a used car and they repaired it? Because
they didn't repair it properly.
What did they do wrong?
Shortly after I got the car back from them, it never did run properly to begin with.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean it didn't run properly?
It was beginning to overheat.
Right from the get-go, it was overheating.
Right.
When they did the head gasket.
Correct.
Okay, guys, why would it? Now I can introduce my experts. We have Jesse Schillinger from Honest Accurate Auto in Colorado Springs, 2 locations. Jesse, what is the main reason something would overheat after replacing the head gasket?
It could be a number of things, but we don't know if they did a thermostat in there. Maybe they didn't do the thermostat, and that thing had a problem.
And can debris get in there when you're repairing?
Mm-hmm.
Kevin, what do you find? Kevin Calkin, Sheridan Auto Tech.
Well, it could have been a pre-existing problem. Maybe his radiator was plugged up, and that's
what caused the whole problem to begin with.
That's the original problem, sure.
Anyway, so did you take it back and say this is not fixed right, or I'm still having problems?
Right, we did take it back. Now, Tom, when they replaced the head gasket through a rod, if I remember correctly, they also replaced the radiator and thermostat. So the overheating that was occurring afterwards, I took to a mechanic friend of mine who runs a reputable shop, and we thought it just needed to be burned. On that particular Dodge, the reservoir sits below the radiator.
In case there's air in the system.
Right, so we did that to make sure that that was the case.
All right.
But I was continuing to burn through refrigerant. I mean, I was dumping in.
Now, how many miles after the repair they did?
Maybe a couple 100 miles.
Okay. So we got to go. We got to get to what is happening now and why you're calling 303-713-8255.
This report is sponsored by Napa Auto Parts.
Let's start off with good news. Looks like that.
All right. Good to see you. Yeah, how you doing? I said, your rate's gotten longer. I'm sorry, Tom?
You're going to be a rapper.
Oh, yeah.
Morning job.
Yeah.
The sun
I
is
just
really
wanted to bring
bad.
that up because I wasn't sure if that
Well,
was
it sounds like he's working with
your braid's gotten shorter.
I'm taking it off.
That's right.
I don't know. So if he's already done all that, he's got to know what the heck's going on. He's got to shop.
Well, yeah. So what,
Unless he says that he verified it's still got a head gasket problem and they're not willing to fix it.
Okay.
I have the best
call of the day, Daniel.
It is.
Line 4 says the body shop shrunk her car. It's great, Tom. I love it.
I love it. I saw that.
Line 4 says the body shop shrunk her car.
I saw that.
Yes, shrunk it.
Is it possible it's the same woman with the kids in the bus stop?
No, different names. It can't be.
Let's talk about SimplyFloorsInc.com. That's the website to make your own appointment, to get an in-house appointment with Buddy Mitchell's team. And I love Buddy Mitchell and the way he does business. He says everyone wins. That means he gets giant savings from being part of a big independent buyers group. So he gives you big box prices, boutique selection, and also the greatest installation, all from SimplyFloorsInc.com. You'll always save money. Call them, SimplyFloorsInc.com. Get the number or drop by 52nd and Ward, Southwest corner.
You know how expensive and frustrating it can be.
Plenty of options for that.
Way too many. Yeah.
With personal attention, great prices, and large quantities of office furniture in stock, Everything is your very best source for chairs, desks, cubicles, and more, and they will help design your office layout for free.
They're selling anything they get a hold of.
Why? We're seeing one problem.
The price of cars is silly. They're paying almost retail through the auctions to buy cars right now.
Yeah, used ones.
Yeah. So anything with wheels that moves, they're trying to sell.
And that's all from the slowdown in manufacturing years ago.
Yeah, it never did catch up. Never did catch up.
Never, ever.
Well, you have a huge problem like Volkswagen just did, and they yank a bunch of
And there was a lot of floods. There was a lot of issues.
All floods, right? Floods. Oh, we're seeing some of those cars start coming through too.
Oh, yeah.
We did 2 pre-purchases last week on one, and then one this week we did on an old.
Bring that up that you're seeing flood cars.
Like a 60,000 mile Subaru, 60,000 miles, just puking oil everywhere, just puking oil.
Why does it puke oil from flood? It was that high.
No, that one wasn't a flood. That one was just a head gasket problem.
Yeah.
The flood one.
Someone was probably racing it.
Yeah.
Most head gasket problems are self-inflicted.
It's
really? They don't. Head gaskets don't just happen.
They're overheated.
They're overheated.
For whatever reason.
Yeah.
I think Subaru's the
Then
only
you
one
just
that
pour a
we
little
They're the only head gaskets that we see commonly. Otherwise, otherwise it's a problem with the person.
It's 100,000 miles.
You did a good job that dent. You see, Tom, you didn't get the pictures on the dent?
Yeah, you are correct.
Did you see them, Mark?
I didn't know you could fix something that large.
So they brought it there and showed, had them bring it there and show them.
It looked like someone grabbed your head. Well, anyway, I mean, it looked pretty bad. Basketball, soccer ball, probably.
Can seal something.
Yeah, timing code.
I still don't understand. So the car in front jumps the rails. Hers keeps going, but how does it get that right there? How does it get a...
The car in front just stopped. Hers kept on going.
Yeah, but how does it get the...
Well,
why wouldn't it get the front of the car? How did they get the top of the top?
It was a Jeep.
Could not figure it out.
So
it hit the tire, I bet. That tire hanging off the
Could have been. Could have been.
No.
I got it.
Nobody could figure this
I
out.
put on these.
Trump, quote, we're building a lot of walls.
And just like,
Did you guys check the...
Trump, quote, I've been laying a lot of pipe.
These pictures from the shrunk car make no sense. I even put them up.
so it's very difficult.
From the what?
Shrunk
You put
car.
something in there.
Yes, of course you put them up.
Everybody. I don't know. I don't even know what.
Honey, I shrunk the car.
So first thing we shop.
But I don't even know what they're trying to show.
This one I almost wonder if it's a nut. Well, I take that back. I mean, like, they're trying
I know
to
exactly what she means.
be a nut.
I know what she means. She means when they welded it back together.
No, she doesn't.
They probably welded it shorter.
No.
What else would you know?
And they took the car in.
Well, just
Well, how
let
do you
her.
know that? I mean, I haven't talked.
Okay, because she's basically saying they
I don't know
also.
what she's saying. How do you know what she's saying?
Because I'm reading this.
Oh, okay, that's no fair. I didn't read it.
The dashboard's smaller, the seats are smaller, the radio's smaller.
This is great. No, Mark. No, Mark. This is great. Are you shitting me?
I don't even know what to show
Don't
them.
tell me this. I want to be 3 months later saying,
She doesn't have them before and after.
Listen to this one. The gas tank now fills up at
your stuff.
$12.
No way.
It used to be 23.
No way.
They shrunk the gas tank.
Front end inspection.
Tires are smaller, dashboard's
Wait a
smaller.
minute. I can see where they got that dent in the car. What?
Motor mounts and,
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Hey, you can use that speaker to jolt me because sometimes. What's going on in your life? 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay. We are going to talk about this problem and get right to it. Okay? They fixed it. It was used. He had an extended warranty on a used car. It actually worked. But now he's pissed. What happened? They fixed the head gasket. What's wrong now? Why are you calling me?
Well, the concern was everything running suggested that the head gasket wasn't fixed properly.
Okay, so what did they do?
So I took it back to Skyline. I told them the situation I was in, that the vehicle was burning through refrigerant, burning through oil, and by the time I take it back, it started misfiring on the 6th, 7th, and 8th cylinders. So the service guy, the sales manager referred me to the service manager, who had been trying to get on the phone for several weeks after that.
So far, nothing's been fixed. Is that right?
Right.
Except the first repair.
Correct.
And you believe the second repair should be made, unless, of course, it's another issue not covered by the warranty. Again, I was shocked that the warranty even covered your first issue. I'm really happy they did. So now let's talk about this. What is the latest you've heard?
So I took it back.
What's the latest you heard? I don't need the process. What's the latest you heard?
Latest I heard is that the 8th-cylinder rocker arm is blown.
And this is from Skyline?
No, Skyline hasn't looked at it at all. No, they were telling me they were going to take.
Okay, guys, this is a separate issue, clearly.
Right.
Weigh in on that.
Well, it could be from driving it overheated. I mean, that's what we were talking about earlier. Head gaskets don't just happen. It's a cause from another problem.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, man. If it
does
was
he have a warranty outside of Skyline, like an extended, where he can take it anywhere, or is it only?
Oh, I don't know actually. Tony, can you take it anywhere?
No, didn't have any other extended warranty.
Okay.
So is Skyline willing to get into this for you and do something, or they want out of this?
No, they haven't offered to help out in any manner.
So are they refusing to look at it again?
Let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. Here's what I think you said yesterday. They said it was covered under warranty, but they'll get to it when they can. It's not a priority.
Right.
Well, Tony, what's wrong with that? You need your car.
Right. I've looked over reviews, and I've seen the same problem, and the sentiment I got that day was...
But here's the deal. At what point are you free to get it fixed somewhere else and blame them or get them to pony up? What we're going to do is contact Skyline and find out what they really said, according to them. But you're saying they told you it's not a priority. Can you, without exaggerating, use their words that you heard them say? Did they say, look, it's going to sit here, it's not a priority? Did they say, we'll try to get to it, but we can't promise anything? What did they say?
Yeah, he said exactly it's probably going to sit for 3 weeks before I can look at it.
Okay.
If anything else comes up, this isn't a priority.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know. I mean, is that refusal to fix it? I don't think so. But at the same time, you're without your car. I mean,
Right.
it's really weird. At what point does it become unreasonable? Now, as Kevin asked, Kevin Calkin from Sheridan Auto Tech, he sees plenty of cars that have independent warranties, even though they were sold by a dealer. Is this that kind of warranty where you can take it somewhere else?
Not that I'm aware of.
Well, why don't you read it or send it to us? First step, let's examine your warranty. And let's see what it says. Maybe you do have coverage. The second step is to contact Skyline Mitsubishi. But as far as Skyline over the years, they're the one Mitsubishi dealer we get complaints about. Now, are they the only ones? Because that's the only one we ever get complaints about.
I don't even know who buys these Mitsubishis. They're not a very big... I mean, it's a strange...
Are they well-made cars, guys?
Not my favorite, no.
No?
Yeah, and he must be like a used dealer because this is a Dodge that this gentleman bought. So.
Oh, that's right. We're not talking about Mitsus anyway. But, okay. 303-713-TALK. Get us the warranty. What were you going to say?
Well, even if it does need a head gasket again, the warranty company, even if he can bring it somewhere else, isn't going to pay for it twice. Ultimately, if it's a head gasket again, it's going to need to go back to Skyline.
If that's what it needs.
Well, that's their warranty on their work that they've already done.
But he said it's a rocker arm.
Yeah, but it could be a continuation of that repair.
It could be they had more than one problem. They fixed one. The other one manifested.
Or when they had the heads off to do the head gasket, they didn't have the head checked.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Remember that movie? Joanna says it happened to her car after taking it to a body shop. Joanna?
Yes.
What the heck are you talking about? What are you talking about?
December 8th, I got in a car accident, four-car accident. It was the fourth car in the accident. My car, according to the police report, didn't get totaled. So when I took it into a body shop here in Arvada and picked it up 22 days later, I got a different car.
Now on 12/8/2018, that was the accident, or the day you picked up your car, or the day you took it in?
That was the day of the accident.
Okay, and then you picked up your car on when? In January?
January 3rd, unfortunately, on my birthday. It's the worst present I've ever been given.
Hold on. So on January 3rd, 2019, picked up car, and it looked different.
It looked different. It felt
Well, what
different.
about the VIN number?
The VIN numbers, there's like...
Is it the same VIN number?
It's the same VIN number, but there's VIN stickers all over this car where there wasn't before.
Do you think they on purpose tried to trick you and they swapped the car?
Yes, I do.
Now, I want to ask a question before we go any further. Were there any head injuries in this accident?
No.
Okay. So you're of sound mind. You're not schizophrenic. You're not paranoid. You don't think people are following you or implanting chips in your brain, right?
Right.
Okay. Joanna, seriously, man, I sent Mark on a story one time. I was so incensed with this man because he was being taken advantage of by this salesperson, I thought. And I said, Mark, I know that I'm going on vacation. I can't do it. Would you please visit with this man? He spent 2 hours, and it turned out the man was Looney Tunes. I mean, totally. I mean, oh my goodness. His elevator, they say doesn't go to the top floor. His elevator didn't go anywhere. It was terrible. It went in circles. So, Joanna, seriously now, seriously. Tell me about your car. What is it? It must be pretty desirable. I mean, what is it?
It's a CRV white Honda. It's a 2004, and it has a lot of sentimental value, but...
Yeah, but why do you... I mean, how do you know it's different? Why do you think it's different?
There's creature comforts in it that aren't the same.
Like what?
The moonroof is supposed to be a tilted moonroof. This is a stock. because it doesn't even close right.
What
it
else?
doesn't even open
Well,
right.
let's talk. What else?
When you look at the engine, because I parked next to a Dodge Neon, that's a 2004.
Yeah.
My car was actually longer, okay, whereas I was able to...
But, Joanna, I want to stop you right there. Now, listen carefully, and I think you know what I'm saying. You had a CRV before, right?
No, this is a CRV I had. I had a 1996 Suzuki Sidekick before.
Wait a minute. You had... So they... Hold on. You had a Suzuki Sidekick that got into the accident.
No. This is... Okay, on December 8th, 2018, I got into an auto accident with what is supposed to be this vehicle.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. You were driving on December 8th, 2018, you were driving a CRV Honda. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, and this car is a CRV Honda. Is that right?
Well, it's supposed to be a CRV.
Well, hold on.
But it's smaller.
Now, Joanna, because if it's a CRV Honda, I'm not saying it's yours, but if it is, it would be exactly the same size. In other words, it's either a CRV Honda or it's not. So therefore, if it turns out to be a CRV Honda, and you had a CRV Honda, I'm not saying that your vehicle wasn't switched. I'm just saying you're nuts, because here's why. A CRV Honda is going to be a CRV Honda whether it's yours or not. If you took someone else's CRV Honda and you took your CRV Honda, they're going to be the same size. So the size part is where I start questioning you, the size part, because you owned a CRV Honda. Now, if they were stupid enough to switch a CRV Honda and put all the badges on another car that is not a CRV Honda, is that what you think they did?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, where are you in Denver?
I'm actually in Arvada, Colorado.
Is there a way... no, seriously, Joanna. So you're saying not only did they switch your car, they didn't even switch it with the same model?
Correct.
And did they put... If you look at it, do you have the CRV logo on your car?
Yes, it does.
And you have the same VIN number. Okay, I'm really curious, because there are only two, honest to God, there are only two possibilities.
How about like the seats? Are they the same as the seats you had before?
No, they're not.
Do you have any photos of your car before?
Just the ones that I,
And, okay, another question, Joanna, and I'm not trying to bombard you. We really want to help you. If this happened, it's a serious ripoff, or we want to help you in another way. Now, here's what I want to ask. Do you have friends or neighbors or family that have been in that car with you before?
Yes.
And what do they say?
They say this is not the same car.
Can I talk to one of them? Seriously, Joanna, if you want our help, I'm on board. Hold on. We need to get her here. And then we need to talk to one of her friends because she's sick. There's something wrong with her. Mark is right. I thought this was just like a... They didn't do the repair correctly.
Pictures you put up? So I shouldn't put the Looney Tunes up?
But here's what I want to know.
Is this after?
She's saying it's not a CRV
This one
Honda.
here?
These three, are these the pictures of the car now?
After, right.
You know it's
That's
the
a
same car.
CRV.
Come on.
I want to
Well, who's the body shop?
I want to call.
Oh, I'd love to see the invoice. See if she has the invoice from the shop.
And she says,
Let's look at the shop invoice.
That's a stock roof. It's both. It slides back and it goes up. You just have to know how to work it. But it will go up and it will go
well,
up.
I don't even know what they say. I mean, what these pictures are. I mean.
No, that looks, honestly, that looks like you got shrunk a little.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a CRV Honda to me. Let me see what else. What other photos?
Well, she said the sunroof was different too.
Hey, Tom, you have an ad lib? Remodelation help? 198.
And then the color, the seats.
Okay, guys, I have a slot coming up. Oh, look at the wheel. It's squished. Let's talk about the HormoneBros.com. That's the HormoneBros.com. They do
optimization of hormones. You know, Deputy Dan's doing testosterone through BioT, Suzanne's doing BioT, I'm doing BioT. They also do cosmetic procedures, affordable cosmetic procedures. The HormoneBros.com at 470 and Ken Carl, they are great people with great services, and they are age-defying treatments if you had to sum it up. Hormone optimization, threadless for just a few $100s that last for years, and stimulation of your collagen. TheHormoneBros.com. Oops.
Is there a thing with that cigarette? Was that other things are in the ashtray?
Just sit still.
Mark?
So how do you
What?
That, you know, that cigarette?
You're good.
Is he saying that stuff was not there before?
That cigarette was a cigar.
Cool. It's time to sit
Online. The guy that brought his car.
She brought him to CRV, she drove out a Cadillac.
I thought she was. No, we've got to get this woman in here. We've got to get her. Come on. Let's send Daft down. Let's send her on scene, seriously. Daphne!
She can't drive the car down. It's
What?
not driving.
See if Daft will drive to her. It's right down in Arvada. No. She can be out there doing a live. What do you mean, what good's that?
She doesn't know what's
Wasn't there before. I've been driving that thing for 2 weeks. I'm like,
And who's this guy? Who's this guy with the green stocking hat?
This car has been sitting for a year. You want
That's her.
oh, what is
This is the guy that came in the car.
I want to get the garage on.
Okay, so open this up. Okay, what they're saying is now the seatbelt's different. That's what it used to look like.
I want to talk to one of her friends.
That does not look like the CRV.
I want to talk to her. Tell her. We're not
So I said,
and listen, I'd love to
Did
talk
you
to
see
one of
that
our
steering wheel shot, though? It's all egg-shaped.
Just look for reason to be outraged.
Now we have to be careful. It's a tightrope when we're talking about mental illness. And
Hey, I deal with Dan day in and day out. I understand this.
But Mark, isn't it true that the sickest ones sound as straight as her?
Oh, God, yeah. They're the most believable. But this story's not believable. Dude, what was weird about that one, it wasn't just him. It was both of them were bonkers. Imagine two bonkers.
But she was less bonkers. In fact, she was bonkers because she was bleeding out, right?
No, she was, I'm telling you, man, I was watching my back in that house.
Well, I didn't want to give you a chance.
You have been different since you were in there.
Oh, my God.
I think they might have
They
been planning.
shrunk me.
I think they might have been planning to.
Tom was still worked up, and I'm thinking, man, this whole story sounds a little fishy. A mailman that stole the mail, somehow stole the house from not delivering the mail.
It was like a million bucks that he wrote together.
Returning in 45 seconds.
But now,
call today. 720-388.
This one's pretty good, though. She's, if she's fucking around, she should win in heavy. We should have someone go out there in Arvada. We have to have a listener that can go out there that knows about cars. Although we could be sending them into the Lions Den.
And it's so nice to experience people who care about us. Returning into an end.
We're the car engine service.
Did she have? That's the only thing is they could have switched cars.
What do you mean switch cars? They shrunk it. You're not taking her at face value.
He actually is thinking he switched it. I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter.
This hour brought to you by Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Frank Duran will give free market analysis. Don't think it's just a tool to get a listing. No, this man has all the listings he can use. And besides, he'd be the best to list with anyway. But if you truly want to know what your house is worth or what you should list it for without going crazy, because sometimes you don't always list it for the top dollar, and you want it to be on the market a short time before offers, and then you want to have the offers competing. He knows all about that. It's free. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. Okay, today is car day. I got my experts in the house. Joanna has a very unusual problem. Now listen, I give everyone the benefit of the doubt. Joanna says she was in an accident December 8th. she picked up her car almost a month later. CarStar did it. January 3rd. She said she picked up a different car. She said she had a CR-V Honda, and this is not a CR-V Honda. Now, this is where I'm confused. You would think if they're going to switch cars, they would at least use the same make and model. But she said they did not. She said they gave her another car and put the CR-V sticker on it. And they put the and they tried to pass it off, and they put all the VIN numbers on it. And I find that an extraordinary amount of work to go through to try to trick someone, because I mean, everyone has everyone would know it's a different car. Now, Joanna, you say that your friends that you've had in the car, they agree with you and say, yes, Joanna, this is a different car?
Yes, sir.
But did you take it to a dealer or someone to ask, is it a CR-V Honda? Because you said, here's where I find it difficult to believe you. You say it's not only a switched car, they didn't bother giving you back a CR-V Honda, but they tried to make it look like a CR-V Honda. Now, that's the height of all stupidity if they did that. For example, they could have switched you with a CR-V Honda, but because to uncover this ruse, it would be easy. All we would have to do is show that what you are driving right now is not a CR-V Honda. Now, is it? Or you say it's not, because you say it's a different size. It's smaller. All CR-V Hondas are the same size. So we don't have to go any further than finding out if what you have is a CR-V. Now, once we find out it is a CR-V or is not, I know what you're going to say. If it is a CR-V, you're going to say, oh, well, it's a different CR-V. But that would be wrong, because you're telling me it's a different size, and all CR-Vs would be the same size. So here's what I want to ask you so we don't waste time. If I help you and a dealer tells you, or someone we trust says, Joanna, this is definitely a CR-V Honda, what would you say then? No, really, I'm not saying it'll happen. I'm not saying it will. But if someone says, Joanna, this is definitely a CR-V Honda, then you would have to be the one who's wrong by saying it's a different size, because they don't come in different sizes. How much smaller is this car than the CR-V Honda?
Okay. I stand 5'3". Okay, that why I'm making that point is because in October I was picking up 8-foot planks of wood that I was able to put in my car, okay, with the back seats laying down, and put those planks all the way from, which is my cup holder in the front, all the way to the back, with the gate closed. I didn't have to have the gate open. I didn't have to have, and they don't even fit.
But didn't you say you were parked next to another car that you regularly park next to?
Yes, correct.
What do you normally park next to?
I normally park next to a Dodge Neon 2004 sedan.
Whose is it?
That is Ron Coddington. He's my fiance.
Okay, now, does this car, it's smaller than that car, and it used to be bigger?
That's correct.
Okay, now, does your fiancé recognize that, and can we talk to him or someone you know? Because we're trying to verify. Joanna, you understand, if we're going to go fighting for someone, we have to know the story and have at least something to go on. So is there someone that can collaborate the story?
Yeah, and I can give you Ron's number. He's
okay, not on the air, but off the air, okay? And Joanna, hold on, because I'd like to talk to someone at the auto repair CarStar, which, by the way, I hear they do great work. The line of CarStars, I think they're affiliated.
Another
somehow.
thing about this, though, is she said it used to be like $30 to fill it up. Now it's only $12 to fill up the whole gas tank.
Okay, so now hold on, Joanna, and before I take this call from Wayne, I just want to say thank you, God, for this call. I appreciate it very, very much. This This is what radio is about. Wayne, are you there, Wayne?
Yes.
Okay, Wayne, you're with this, and I don't want you to take this lightly, but at the same time, I will be right straight with you. I find it very difficult to believe that, first of all, a shop would go through all the trouble to do this. Has she brought this up to you yet?
Yes, she has. We've had conversations.
What do you think is going on, Wayne?
Honestly, I don't have an answer for you. We repaired her car. It was a fairly minor repair to the back of the car. Got it back to her. Came out good. The car's it's a 2004 Honda CR-V with very low miles and very nice shape, and it's a good, reliable car. We repaired it, and
hey, Joanna.
I don't have an answer for
Joanna,
you for
is the odometer, Joanna, and by the way, we never get complaints about you, Wayne. I just want to make that clear. Joanna, I'm not sticking up for him. I'm just trying to be fair. But Joanna, does the odometer have the same mileage as yours, or does it have way more or way less miles?
It has way more, and it's not even the same odometer.
It's not the same odometer?
No, that's what I'm saying, because I found blue markings not only underneath, but on everything inside the car. So I'm understanding blue markings is salvage.
Now, don't you think it would be difficult for them to tear off the badges of a CR-V and try to make another car look like a CR-V? What kind of car do you think you have?
I think it's a 1990, what's supposed to be a 1990 CR-V. Only reason
but it's not a CR-V, you said. What is it? What do you think it is? You say it's not
replica. I will say it's a good replica. They did a really good job, because the only
Why do you think someone would go through the trouble of replicating your old car to try to trick you? Tell me, what do you think?
The first instance when I met Chris Martinez, who was the person that I dealt with at CarStar, when he was doing a
just tell me what you think.
He said, "Is this car sturdy?" And I said, "Yes."
Okay.
It is. It was sturdy.
Okay, but why do you think they want your car, Joanna, so badly that they perpetrated this massive fraud?
Because with the 2004 CR-V Honda EX model, it only had 94,265 miles.
Why do you think they wanted this car? Because it was nice?
Because it ran good and it was sturdy.
But, so they would find another car from salvage, get some CR-V badges to put on there, roll back or do something with the odometer, plus the VIN number is all over the car. They would change all the VIN numbers too, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
And I think that...
Hold on, we'll come right back to you, all right?
Okay, now I know for sure she is a spy.
Well, you can't change those VIN stickers.
No matter what you say, she'll have an answer for it, man. She's the real deal.
Fix it 24, you put on that sticker, the VIN, it'll void the sticker.
She is the real deal.
But do they do one on the last one?
Should we let Wayne go?
Yeah.
What did he say off air? What did he say off air?
He was nervous. He says there's some insurance problems now because of what you're saying. I didn't really ask him details.
Really?
Yeah.
We need to get away.
Because it's a
And just tell them we need to talk to
for that door, so you don't see
I have a door and he's nutty about it too.
So the VIN sticker
doesn't whack the door. I want to.
So you can't change those.
Or he's taking advantage of the situation.
Or, you know.
Fix it 24/7. It's a 30.
Just tell them we want to tell them.
She truly, you get it. She truly believes this. This is no bullshit.
Helpful people. And now.
She seriously thinks they did some.
Let's talk. Fix It 24/7, the $39 people. For $39, they're going to come out and clean and refurbish your furnace. $39. But I mean, they remove the blower cage, they remove the burners to the extent they can. They take it apart, they adjust and they clean the thermocouples and everything. Then they do the same with the AC for $39, except now they have a combo deal for $68. They'll do both systems. It's a screaming deal. FixMyHome.com, 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939.
I'm going to join the millions of
I feel bad for that guy with the auto body. I mean, what
There's
is
some obvious differences of the first generation she's trying to claim. See the tail light, you don't know some of those. That's your first and second generation. She's trying to say they took one of these and made it look like that.
No, she's saying it's not a CRV because of the size. Or was the first generation smaller?
First generation was small.
Not much.
Boyfriend's
So, like I was showing him, see, here's a second generation.
They switched my boyfriend.
See the long tail lights? This
He
is
never
the
had
first
a beard
generation with
before.
short lights. Size-wise, you get a little bit
Even
more
up
in
to
the
the body
back.
shop
than
and
you
never
do in
came
the
back.
front. But the interior that she sent a picture of is.
What'd you say? Did you say anything?
Oh, seatbelt. All you did, you just gotta flip it over.
We got to see the car. I mean, you got it.
Well, she says it's not drivable now.
Of course it's not.
You know what?
Okay, here's something. Did she have a key before?
Starter home or
Her key?
you've got a kid on the way.
They switched the ignition, dude.
Your timing couldn't be
No.
any better.
Oh, yeah, but they handed her
For
the key.
American Finance.
No, but she should have had a key. Does she have a spare key?
Spare key she can pull out and stick.
No, that doesn't matter.
Radio presets.
It's likely you've got a bunch of equity.
They would have rekeyed the ignition?
Hey guys, speak up a little. There, a couple people are saying you guys are hard to hear.
What do you think, Dan?
Oh, she's not.
I recommend American Financing.
Already put up a
You'll
Looney
get a
Tunes thing.
customized loan
I
from
have
a salary-based mortgage.
I have all the sound effects.
They've
I
been
just
around
don't use
for
them.
20 years. Born in
She could take
Colorado,
some pictures for us, but
continuously growing with our real estate market.
I want to
so
talk
they
to
know what
someone
it
who's
takes to
seen the
get you
car.
into a home.
Her boyfriend's gonna.
But you can't switch those VIN plates on the doors and the tailgate. As soon as you peel that sticker off, it voids the sticker.
Nors are 16.
Aren't they?
And the one on the
No,
Wait.
they have the security stickers on the door panel and the tailgate so you can't, sell parts.
I think she's saying they switched the whole car.
They pulled the dash out with the riveted VIN and put it in this other vehicle.
Charge a commission. If you guessed 25
That's going
Why
nowhere.
would someone go that far? If it's car star in Denver, I think it's German revenue.
What do they call that when they make you feel like you're crazy? Gaslight.
I can see the makings of a great show here where a drug cartel embedded the innermost frame with loads of cocaine. There was no way to get it out without salvaging that car, and she happened to drive it in, and her car somehow got into her hands by mistake, and they switched it out.
That's
No one
creative.
will
I
believe
like that
her.
one.
No one
Yeah.
will believe her.
And they think she's a nut, and she keeps going and going.
It's a great series.
Then this radio show host says, you know what, I'm going to push that on.
Oh, I got Joanna Pitts. Oh, this is her.
License
Let me see.
076010.
Did you see Looney?
Hi, Jack Corey.
You see Looney, she thinks this is her boyfriend is there.
Northern Lights, December 7th to the 13th. Experience the Blue Lagoon. Charlie Reykjavik and remarkable.
God, you guys are hard, man.
That's her boyfriend now. What he used to be.
266.
This is the most unbelievable offer I've ever heard from a transmission.
That's what he used to look like.
Transmission and Auto Repair will tear down and open up your transmission free to diagnose your problem.
Hey, that car star that you were talking
car
about,
right
Wayne,
here?
where's
Oh,
that
is that the
located,
car?
you know?
If you
What's
decide
that?
Which car star is that up here,
no
do you know?
problem. If you want to
took it to?
I don't know.
No problem. You still pay nothing. This offer simply
But what's
can't
the mileage now? You said it was so far off.
repair. A Santa Fe
Oh, what was it? She said it was
said
94.
93,
It was before. And now how much did she say? Oh,
Returning in 1 minute.
My favorite's the gas.
Yeah.
It's only $12 to fill up. I mean, what is that? 5-gallon tank at best? 4
Well, it
gallon?
was hitting the bag, so maybe the tank's
You
down.
saved a lot in your IRAs, 401ks, and other accounts. Taxes could be your biggest retirement expense. Hi, I'm Linda Gardner. Every Saturday on 6:30 KI. As a CPA,
It's not
you
Sweet
put
Tweet.
together your
It's not
thoughts. I'm always
You've been hiding this one, Suzanne. Just
Don't
waiting
let
for it.
taxes derail
You
your
should have saved this call for me.
720-488-8604.
We'll get her back on. By that time, there'll be another car involved.
Ask Alexa to play 630 KHOW on time. Returning in 10 seconds. Good year.
That would be a good one. There's a drug one.
From iHeartRadio.
If Denver's talking about it, you'll hear it on 630 KHOW.
I'm Tom Martino. I promise we're going to get to your other calls. Joanna, we are going to look into this, but Joanna, Here's the deal. We want to talk to someone independent of you, and you won't drive the car.
Now, you say it's undrivable. Is that right, Joanna?
I say when it get after about 15 minutes, you start smelling gas in the car, and
Okay.
it's like, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I can have it towed down there. That's not a problem.
Joanna? Joanna,
yes.
I want you to be extremely open with me and honest because, you know, I just want to ask you this. Have you ever had any history of mental illness? Now, I'm not joking. I'm not fooling. I'm not going to make fun of you. I really want to know that. Even if you think, oh, it has nothing to do with that, I'm not going to tell them. Have you ever had any history of mental illness?
Can't say that I do or I don't.
No, you don't have to tell me anything. I'm just asking. No, Joanna, seriously, I'm asking you. I'm asking.
I've had depression, but because my significant other died 3 years ago.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
you know.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, by the way. And
This was his car.
what's that?
This was his car that I said
Okay.
I was going to take care of. And
I get it.
And
Yep.
you know, it's not. It's.
Yeah.
I saved all the receipts his
Okay.
dad had on this car, and
Okay.
I still have them.
Mhm.
So when I see blue markings in the engine and on the rear
Mhm.
pipe that holds the back tire,
You know it's
together,
nearly impossible to do what you're saying they did, right?
No, it's not. And
It's-
I'll tell you why. This is a good, I'm not saying CarStar isn't a good body shop, but, okay, everybody I've talked to, even at Arvada Library, has had the same problem with this certain CarStar out here in Arvada.
Where they switched
they
cars?
where they had to wait a year to year and a half to get their car back.
Yeah, but that's not your problem. You're saying they switched cars.
That's right, I am, and I'm going to stick to it until I die.
Well,
Because I know the car that I had.
unless we
this is not it.
prove you came to us for help. So what if we help you by proving? I'm not saying we will, but what if we prove that is the car you had?
Then I'll stand and apologize. But
You don't have to apologize. What you have to do is figure out why you're conjuring this up.
okay, well, I'm not conjuring this up.
Okay.
And
All right, hold
yeah.
on. Now we want to get a hold of some people that know you. Okay, so if you could please help us out there. I'm going to take other calls. And Logan has, guess what? Park It Right booted his car wrongfully. Now is Park It Right that one that we messed with? These private companies are booting cars now, and I must say, on private property, with proper notice, people can be booted. Right? They can. And here's the problem with private property. You don't know if it was done properly or not. And certainly Park It Right, or the one that we messed with, this guy was a clown. He was a jerk, and he didn't do it properly. I mean, they didn't even tell people where they could park, and they booted people wrongly, and we showed it. But Logan, what apartment complex is this, Logan?
Prairie Walk on Cherry Creek down in Parker.
Okay, you hold on, and we'll come right back to you, Logan, and talk about this. His car booted by Park It Right. 303-713-TALK is our number. I'll let you know whenever the line's open next hour. Stay tuned. We have a lot coming up, plus our car experts on the Troubleshooter Show.
Yeah, that's I'm looking at the yield sign.
This tax tip is brought to you by
Solutions.
Yep.
You still want to sharpen your pencils and fill out a paper income tax
She has
return?
still got a wanted poster with
Did you get it? This car he entrusted to her. He entrusted this car to her.
Yeah. It's a lot of emotion going on.
Still want to do
Yeah,
it?
but there's a lot more than that.
In its entirety, sign it, attach your W-2s or other documentation.
The good news for Dan, though, is she's single.
April 15th. Daria,
She's got this other boyfriend.
Is that her boyfriend? I want to talk to him, see if he has the balls to talk to me about it.
Yeah, but he might be just as loony, man. That is rare, though. Two of them, a couple like that. Jeez, I don't know. Is that rare? Maybe it's not rare.
Are they drawn to each other?
In addition, that professional will also be.
I don't know. That's a weird thing to be.
Meeting is free. Call us today.
I mean, and I can only imagine being car
So the fiance works at a little kiosk gas station for King Soopers, She gives me the guy's work number, but it just goes to the main menu of King's, but it doesn't give an option for the gas station. And I asked for a cell phone number. She says, I'm on his cell phone right now. He's working.
Who, the guy?
Yeah, Ron, Beyonce.
Oh, she won't let us talk to him?
She's using his cell phone. He works at a gas station kiosk. He can't get a call. You know King Super's gas station.
I'm sure they have a phone that goes out there.
Does he have another friend?
Yeah, I'm her friend.
Give her Daph's number.
Could you imagine
No, that's what I said. I feel bad for the body shop. How do you get out from under this?
Oh, you got to read that thing from the bus people, by the way.
Well, you don't, but I mean, just the grief.
We talked about them for quite a bit, man.
But he said there was an insurance issue still with this?
Yeah, because she's claiming that they...
She's claiming they swapped cars, the insurance company.
So the insurance company's like, hold up, we're not paying until that gets sorted out.
Yeah, they'd like
And they probably think she's normal.
No, they don't want to pay.
Yeah,
They love to have controversy. Use money for another
He
month.
said it was a pretty small repair, too. Did you hear that?
Well, for an 04 CRV to not be totaled, I mean, it would have to be, you know.
Especially a 4-car wreck.
Yeah.
You know, she's saying all the other
She
cars
got hit in the
are
back,
shape.
so I mean, it had to be just a little...
Security sponsor John Decker is live at the White House.
Before departing
Couldn't
the
have
White
been
House
too
from
bad.
California, President Trump explained what he no longer
We typically total those
ports of
pretty
entry
quick.
at the U.S. border.
Something that
No
old.
airbag, no nothing, I mean, you know.
Couple grand totals one of those real easy.
They're apprehending everybody. Yesterday they apprehended 1,400 people. The day before it was 1,000.
The president still planning to impose tariffs of 25% on autos built in Mexico if Mexico does not continue to stem the flow of illegal drugs and migrants into the U.S. within the next year.
I wonder if he closes the border. Think about this. And you have tickets to go to Cancun. Is that?
No, I think it's just a border, a physical border. I don't think it's going flying over to them.
That's what I would assume as well.
I don't know. It
I don't
says
know.
close the border.
Right.
When Israel closes their border, they don't want anybody flying over.
But what I'm saying is,
Seriously.
these illegals are not flying over. They're walking.
They toss them. Woo!
It's like an Angry Bird, right?
It'd be funny if they had a trampoline on both sides.
Damn it, that wall doesn't work.
It's just a big trampoline.
Yeah, it'd be like a Monty Python kind of thing.
That would be a good Monty Python.
Yeah.
Help protect you from the IRS.
This woman basically represented me against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, I didn't know the IRS anything.
Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax
Well, the mind can be weird.
God, I wish she said Aurora. I would have just left.
Programs available for free.
Arvada, man.
Is that far from here?
Well, it's up north of the traffic.
Northwest. Yeah.
It could be really far.
Yeah, I don't know Denver.
Yeah, about is kind of spread from I-70 clear up almost to Boulder.
How much you look through the
Oh,
car.
okay, gotcha. So you're way up.
Matchbox.
That kind of
There's a little matchbox.
Sponsored by Farmers Insurance.
But even going out there is not going to solve anything.
No, and the problem generally with people like this, there will always be a reason why. So nothing will ever. Once she's convinced of this, man, no one's changing her mind.
We know the sound of a perfect.
You could have video of her dropping the car off and videotape of her having it the whole time and leaving with it. And she still will have a reason that they altered the video.
They probably have video. But you're
That's why
right.
it's important to me to remind veterans
Still be the argument.
It's something will always change.
She's on meth.
This is Robbie Kowalski, and
No, I answered that. She's definitely not a mess. She's not
your
sweet.
service and want to see that you receive the greatest savings.
She's
when it
twerking.
comes to owning home on the land.
She might be on some really good mushrooms.
Benefits, no down payment and no mortgage interest required, and
I
you'll
think
receive
that whole
some of the
sentimental
lowest
part's
rates
probably
in the
coming
industry.
into the...
If you're already in a mortgage, it's no problem.
Feels like she didn't take care of it right down, and now she's feeling that
That's
guilt.
greater than any other.
Brother-in-law and sister's number in Jersey, both their phone numbers, but they're not answering. I sent you an IM if you could please read that instant message from me.
A salary-based mortgage consultant will listen to your financial goals and customize a loan program to fit your needs. Just call 303-695-7000, 303-695-7000, or AmericanFinancing.net.
It would be funny if we ran the VIN and it turns out to be like a
Why
1990
Europeans speak so many
something.
languages? Maybe it's because they use Babbel, the #1 selling
You look
language.
underneath and someone welded the frame together.
Yeah, no, the picture she sent, it's an 04 here.
It's definitely the interior of an 04.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yes. They're different inside.
I can tell you, I was just taught the wrong way.
Yes.
2019-90.
They didn't make them until 96. 7 was the first year.
Hey, you don't know that. Maybe in Mexico they have some.
I can't change the fact that
We have her address where the car's at.
until 96. You know.
Remax Alliance. He's
But then
proven
why,
time and time again he can often sell homes quicker and for more money than the asking price.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Here we are. There's no way to prove her wrong. It'll never happen.
You're right. You're just arguing.
Not in her mind.
That's what I mean. There's nothing good that comes out of this besides getting a hold of one of her relatives that can get her back on her meds.
Two things happen.
Well, I say $12 to fill up now.
I have the address, and I forgot to tell you, Mikey said he'd be in Arvada later.
I know, I
today.
just saw this, but
Mikey Thomas.
yeah.
But it would be after the show. He can stop by and look at it.
Whether you're dating or looking
There's no, we'll never prove to her that she's wrong.
So give her yourself.
The only way we would Todd Fuller.
Invite her to the movies. Okay, okay. I will give you $100 if you come back on and give out her, you bring her up, and you talk Fuller and have her call Fuller. I'm pulling 100 out. 100. You have to do it on the air. 100.
And then go April Fool's.
No. No, it's got to be real.
No, he'll get fucked.
Does he get mad? Is that one really cool?
Dude, he sent me one of the people that reached out to him.
The Troubleshooter.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome. We're here to help you solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. This hour brought to you by Genesis Total Exteriors.com. Hey, what we do here on this show is we take problems, questions, and complaints. Sometimes we get directly involved and really solve these problems. If you're new to the show, we have fun doing it. Yeah, today's car day. Fridays are usually a little looser, and usually the guests buy me lunch, and it's a good day. We have our car experts here. We have Uncle Kevin Calkin from Sheridan Auto Tech. You don't like the Uncle Kevin moniker, do you, Mark?
It's like Uncle Joe.
Uncle Joe Biden?
No, Uncle Joe Biden.
No, Kevin's a good
Kevin
guy.
was sniffing my hair about an hour ago.
Kevin's a great guy. Sheridan Auto Tech, 2 locations, and Jesse Schillinger. He is with Honest Accurate Auto in Colorado Springs, and they're all good people, and we talk cars, and that's what we're doing today. By the way, Genesis Total Exteriors, Mark Szymanski is golden. Just if you need somebody good to do your decks, your basements, your kitchens, your inside and out. Of course, he does mostly outside, but he does inside too. And that's Genesis Total Exteriors. Let me just give the number really quickly here. 303-679-8509. Look, I'm going to go on to other calls. Joanna, we are going to work on, and seriously, I want to know what you guys think. Joanna basically says they switched my car. Okay, I took it in for body work. I was in an accident. They kept it for a month, and they switched my car. And it's either an earlier, smaller model of the CR-V or a different car altogether. But they changed all the VIN numbers to match. And but the mileage is wrong, the steering wheel, everything is different, everything. And she swears to God it's a different car. At first I thought, okay, maybe they welded it or something differently, and I thought it was legit. And then I start talking, I find out maybe she's, suffering from some emotional problems, distress. We've had people over the years call us with claims that I swear to God we were so convinced that that they were, no, I'm talking about in general, we were so convinced that they were telling the truth. Now, I'm not thinking she's trying to perpetrate a fraud, and I don't think she's lying to us. In her mind, she honest to God believes this. But I would think it is so impossible, and why would anyone do this for an 04 Honda CR-V? Why? But she has all kinds of excuses. And as Mark said during the break, no matter what we do, we're never going to prove her wrong. She's a moving target. She'll just find another reason to believe it. You know, like, what about the VIN number? Well, they switched out all the VIN stickers. What about the mileage? Well, it's wrong. You know, what about this or that or the other thing? She'll always have an answer because in her mind, she needs to justify why that car is not the same. It's the car of her significant other who died, and she promised him she would take care of the car. It has strong sentimental value. Now, at some point, the phone call becomes not helpful, but really making fun. And I don't want to make fun. At first, we had a little fun because I thought Joanna would maybe examine the situation and maybe get some help if, in fact, that's what's going on.
I hope this current boyfriend's not taking advantage of any of this, you know what I mean?
But I want to talk to people close to her because, first of all, if Joanne truly believed this and is legit, she will have no problem with us talking to people close to her. Brother, sister, fiance, friends, you know, just like that. That's it. Okay, and on a serious note, CarStar, who did the repair, they said they're having a problem now with insurance because of this claim. Now, insurance will look for any excuse not to pay, you know, so that's a bad deal there because they could end up the day, you know, it's going to take a while for them to get paid. Logan said his car was booted by Park It Right. We don't doubt it. Park It Right, he's a clown. Park It Right booted somebody without any warning, any notice, any signs, any... Now, private property towing and private property booting, it can be done on private property, but there is always the idea that you have to give proper notice for towing. That's the law. There is no law that actually addresses booting because no one has ever done it before, private property booting, until recently. So there is no real law, but I think when we talked to attorneys, they said it would be reasonable to ask the courts that they impose the same restrictions they would on towing. For example, if someone booted you and you could show there was no warning or no signage of any kind, that you could probably use that in court to win your money back or damages. Now, I want to make something clear. When we talk to Park It Right, and I do think the man intentionally, in my opinion, intentionally misleads people. I don't think it's a mistake. Now, he said, well, on the entrance, you can clearly see. Here's what it says. Here's his excuse, and I want people to tell me what they think. On the entrance of his parking lots, and this one in particular we investigated, it does say unauthorized parking prohibited or something like that, and cars illegally parked will be booted. Okay? It says that, or towed away. Something like that. Okay, it does say that, right? But then when you go inside, there is no designation of what is permitted and what's not. It just says that cars illegally parked will be booted. Okay, or unauthorized. Well, what is that? There's nothing that was designated tenant parking only. There was nothing designated guest parking only. No designations. So you're supposed to divine. You're supposed to just know where not to park. That's the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard in my life. So they would arbitrarily pick cars and take them and boot them. So we went in and cut one right the hell off and said, come and get us. Because we thought if this went to court, we'd get an end to it. Now, what I want to know, Logan, is what happened to you. Because, again, it may be that you simply broke some rules.
We had one other issue with them. A little side note is someone else paid to get the boot off like they're supposed to. They did not put it exactly back where they were supposed to, and they ended up losing their deposit. So even if you do pay, if you don't put their stupid little boot back,
and we showed by photographic proof that where they put it was about 10 feet away. But it was supposed to be put exactly in one spot, and that's just stupid. Now, I'm surprised Park It Right, frankly, is still in business, that people would use them. But you know what? These greedy owners, they don't care. As long as they get results, they don't care. Who knows? They might be cut in on some of this revenue. Okay, Logan, explain your situation.
Okay, Tom. Well, I got a notification to be booted on 4/1.
Okay,
4 days.
Tell me about, it's in an apartment complex where you live, is that right?
Yeah, they're individually owned.
Okay, no, but you're in, Wait, oh, it's a condo that you own.
No, I don't own it. I lease it from the owner.
From an individual owner. It's not an apartment complex.
Yes, sir.
Got
so,
it.
Yeah, it's just a property management.
Got it. And is there a parking space that goes along?
No, I was just parked in just everybody's parking.
And do you have a permit? I mean, how do people know there who's supposed to park and not?
There's no permits. There's a couple reserved spots that say reserved on the spot. But there's no... I've lived there for 2.5 years, and I've never had a parking permit there at all.
And no one has?
No one has.
Okay, so how do you know where to park?
You just park in the spots that don't have reserved written on them.
Okay, and what about guests that come and visit?
Yeah, they can just park in any spot that doesn't have reserved written on it.
Okay, and you had an incapacitated car, is that correct?
No, sir. I had a car that the registration was out.
That's an in their opinion, that's an incapacitated, abandoned, or car. And by the way, every apartment house in the world and every condo development has the same rule. If you have an out-of-date registration, they will tow it. So you got notice that it was going to...
I got notice on the 1st.
On the 1st of what?
Of April.
Okay, April 1st, you got a notice it was going to be towed.
It was going to be booted.
Okay, notice.
By April 4th.
Notice.
It wasn't fixed.
Okay.
So I paid my registration on April 3rd.
On what?
I was on the 3rd of April. I paid my car registration.
And you got the sticker and put it on your car?
No, I didn't have.
Well, okay. How are they supposed to know? Hold on a sec. We're gonna look. I don't like Park It Right. I don't like what they do. But I don't know your situation. It may be that you got booted rightly. I don't know. Hold on.
Horrible reviews.
Well, first of all, why get towed, right? Why wouldn't they? No one's gonna.
Hey, they booted my car very nicely.
They did a great job.
Love the guys.
You should have seen how they put that boot on. No one will ever give them a good rating.
What I don't understand about the booting, though, it doesn't solve a problem. If the problem is removing the cars and then access to parking, what could this booting do other than just generate money?
20 seconds.
Right.
If you're going to tow the car and open up a spot,
They'll
that's all the
deter
problem.
it. They'll just deter it. That's what they think. That's what they think. Oh, it'll keep them from doing it.
It's like a new parking lot. If you get customers in your cars, you threaten to boot them.
Insurance, we know every window.
You want them out of there.
I want the parking spot back.
Yep.
Hey, so you want the phone number? To location?
Yep. Since the voice over internet, an IP phone.
Okay, guys, it's turning on. Let's talk about Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ. The new orthodontics pioneered by Dr. Kent Lawson. Here's how the new orthodontics works for both kids and adults. Now, with adults, they do it more aggressively. Over a 2-year period, it's completely done. With kids, they stretch it out longer. But here's what it is. A series of mouthpieces that widen your palate. Yes, even adults can have their palates widened. And then the teeth naturally straighten. Now, with adults, they use Invisalign braces. With kids, they hardly ever need braces. When they do, they use conventional braces, but for a shorter amount of time. Then you have sleep apnea and TMJ corrected, and for your children, they'll never get those complications. So that's Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ, the new orthodontics, or for kids, it's called New Early Orthodontics. Give them a call. If you want to know more, it's incredible, and it's way cheaper than cosmetic dentistry or conventional orthodontics. 303-690-0100, 690-0100.
Do you know what your mortgage rate is? A lot of homeowners have no idea, and that can be a problem.
No, this is an independent guy that I hooked up with, and we can do all kinds of things. If the phone rings more than 3 times, it'll hit the cell phone.
Is it too late to order pizza?
I can ignore and close this out.
But for advertising, it's just easier with one phone.
Should we do Freaky Fast?
That's definitely what I was thinking.
American Financing doesn't start your loan term over.
At the time, of course, it's getting everybody on board with shops being sent where you don't have that issue.
What?
Yeah, I like that. Just one number, and then they just pick up when they go to.
I was going to
that.
Actually, two birds got hurt today, and then Tom made that girl cry yesterday. Those are great.
Yeah, and I think as far as this goes, we do it on here.
Oh my God, another one. This lady won't stop emailing me. God, every conversation she now leaves with this school district, she'll send me a 15-second clip that says, "Hello, this is so-and-so. You still haven't called back to me." When she sends it to me, I wouldn't return her call. I'm going to fucking block her email now.
I did say.
I told her Daphne's on it. I'm done with this.
I said, boy, you can get this resolved by keeping on.
You got to be persistent.
Well, let me ask you that. What do you think? I haven't checked my strut. I got a lifetime thing for that.
Daphne's on the list for the Jimmy John tournament.
They got to be complete.
Okay, that's the whole thing. Well, here it says, assembling both the front strut, move and replace coil spring.
I love Billions. Smart new season for Billions.
I haven't watched it yet. I know you said I
didn't
really
know.
liked
Wait
it.
a minute. You haven't watched season 1?
I haven't watched one episode, let alone a season.
Mark, you will.
I'll tell you what I'm into now that's really good. But no, if you could binge watch only the first season. Second season is now, but they're releasing weekly. Chi. Yeah. What is it? Stands for Chicago. Maybe it's called Chai. I don't know. C-H-I.
Well, what is it?
It's hour long. It's about all these families living there in Chicago, man. You know, there's gun shooting, there's gangs.
Just how day in a life, huh?
No, it follows certain people. A lot of crime.
Is it a crime family? I mean, who
it's more like the ghetto. It's like the ghetto.
The rear shock, $600 for this.
It's good, man. It's really good. It's well written. It's really good. It's either Showtime or HBO.
You get both of them?
Right, that's all.
Yeah.
One more.
I get them through Hulu, man.
Right, it's easier to put on. Right?
What's
easier, but you get a new bearing.
Homeland doing right now?
You get new portions.
I haven't watched, man. That's another one went crazy.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay. Now, Logan, let's get right to it.
You got to notice that your registration was whatever, and you had to move it or get booted, and you said you went and paid your registration on the 3rd, a day before the deadline. Is that right, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then what happened? Did you get towed on the 4th or on the 3rd? When did they boot it, I mean?
This morning I walked out with my car booted.
So that's a day after.
Last night.
Did you have the new sticker on there?
No, sir, it's in the mail, so I'm still waiting on it to come in.
How would they know that?
Get it online. Yeah, well, that's kind of where I stand. So
what did you think? What now? Listen, Logan. Like I said, I'm no fan of that company. What were you hoping we could do, or what did you think you could do? If they told you, did you at least move the car to a different parking spot?
Oh yeah, it was in a different spot than it was at the first time.
Okay, and how would they know that you took steps to renew your registration, or did you think you just had to move to another spot?
I don't even think it matters. I think if that sticker's not on there, they're going to boot it or tell
I know, that's what, but I'm trying to figure out why Logan thought they did something wrong. That's what I'm trying to figure out, Logan. Help me.
Well, because I figured if they knew that it was
moved,
taken care of, that they would maybe,
But how would they know it was
$340?
How would they? Listen, I'm like I said, that sucks. But how? Excuse me. I'm sorry. How would they know that you took care of it?
They wouldn't. Yeah.
Okay. So therefore, really, Logan, I don't think you have a prayer. Okay, not a prayer. It sucks, but I don't understand why he said if they knew I took care of it. Okay, I have another question, Logan. Actually, I'm looking for ways to help, not to hurt. Did you tell them it was taken care of? Okay, the sticker.
Yeah,
okay, go ahead.
Once it was booted, I emailed them, or I called them, and the lady was very nasty on the phone and very confrontational, and she hung up on me.
Wait, you called Park It Right?
Yeah, I called
That
Park
sounds
It
right.
Too.
Why didn't you call the HOA or those people and say, look?
Because they don't answer the phone at 7 o'clock in the morning. I got on the phone with them at 8 o'clock.
On what day? On what day?
Today.
Not today, bro. I'm talking about before it was booted. Why didn't you tell them, I paid, here's my receipt, I'm going to get, it's in the mail, or put a notice on the car? Did you call them before it was booted?
No, sir.
How did you think? Because you said, I thought if they knew I took care of it, it wouldn't have been booted, but how would they have known? Or were you thinking they would take care of it after the fact, you mean? If you told
After
them,
the fact,
okay, I get it. In other words, cut you some slack. In other words, you say, look, man, I took care of it. I have proof I took care of it, and I took care of it before you towed it. Will you give me a break? And they said no?
Well, I've gotten the runaround. Nobody in management wants to answer the phone there. They all just want you to email them. Anybody's answering
Right, because everyone's pissed off, Logan. Everyone's pissed off. But on this one, I can't believe I'm saying this. Park it right. Did it right. I mean, they didn't.
Why would they did it by the book?
Right. They waited till the day after the deadline. I'm sorry, Logan. I really am. I really am sorry. Mary, sometimes I just feel so bad that I can't help people. Mary, what's happening?
Well, someone from your show called Social Security, and I got my check.
Oh,
I have good news.
That's good, Mary.
And thank you so much. You're so good.
Now,
You
why
do a
was
lot
it
of
being
stuff.
why was it being held up, Mary?
Well, they said they overpaid me. You know, and you told me, you said if they overpaid you, you don't have to pay. But I don't think they sent me my check. But there is $28,000 they took.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
From when my husband died.
That's what happened. You kept getting your husband's benefit.
No, I didn't get my husband benefit. We wasn't together. This my
I'm sorry.
husband.
What was it? I thought this was the case where your benefit should have gone down, but it kept the same.
No, this is what happened. They kept my Social Security check for Mark, and they wanted me to pay $16,000. They said they overpaid me, but they didn't overpay
Oh, okay.
me. They
Okay.
didn't overpay
But when did they say this overpayment took place? That's the part confusing me.
Well, the overpayment was money that I was my son's payee.
Yeah.
And they said they overpaid him.
I
But
get it.
see, he was getting $900 a month.
Yeah.
But for 3 years, they took $300 of his money every month for 3 years.
And paid it back.
No, that's what they took out of his money.
But why? Why'd they take it out of his money?
I was his payee.
But why did they take money away from him?
That was his Social Security check. And they overpaid his dad,
Okay.
his daddy. So they was taking the money back.
But why were they taking it back from the son if they overpaid the daddy? That's the part I don't understand.
Well, this is what I'm trying to get worked on right now. See,
Okay.
This is another case.
Okay, it's another case, and we can help. Suzanne, let's just have Daphne call on this other case, because we did get her check. That's wonderful news. But the part I don't understand is why they're subrogating against the son for an overpayment to the dad, unless Mary might have that mixed up. Let's talk about the school bus stop. Mark, this woman has been emailing you, right? And she bugs you.
Yes.
How many emails? Dozens?
A lot, man.
Okay, but what does she say, basically? What is her contention?
She's sending
Let's sum it up. Whether you agree with it.
She's sending me conversations either where she's leaving a message to somebody at the school district, or it is a lengthy conversation with someone at the school district, and everything in between.
Her contention is that the school system, on the way to school, dropped kids at a transfer point without notice because they were having bus problems. So they dropped the kids there to be picked up with another bus. But according to her, they never told the kids another bus is coming. They never told the parents that they were doing it, and they never told anyone. So they said once they dropped the kids off, they just left them there and said nothing.
No, but the kids walked over to the school. Wherever they dropped them off, the kids walked to
Some of the kids started walking to school, some of them, because they didn't know what was going on, according to this woman. But the other kids waited for the bus that came and got them. But what the school system is responding to this. This woman believes that everyone there should be given $5,000 for their inconvenience.
We wouldn't have a bus system if that was the case. If any time an issue happened on the bus, and remember, nothing happened to her kids. I understand the kids might have been scared or something, but there was nothing happened to them.
Daphne looked into it. And the school system, they're saying, Daphne, let me get this straight, that everyone was notified. Right? We can't hear you, so we got to turn the mic on or come in here. But they're saying everyone was notified.
Read it.
It says here, you want to, it says, a district bus driver had mechanical problems during her normal route Monday morning. The transportation department immediately issued a notification informing parents of the mechanical problems. Now, which caused the bus to run behind by approximately 15 minutes. A number of students who were scheduled to transfer to a second bus were dropped off at the school bus dropped off at the school as planned, but inadvertently, after the transfer bus departed. So I don't even know what that means. They were dropped off at school, but inadvertently after the transfer bus departed. So anyway, do you know what that means? I don't know.
Yeah, the other bus. So basically, they got there a little late for the bus you're supposed to get onto.
They were, okay.
And it sounds like the school where they left the kids at is pretty close to the school they were going.
They were running late.
Absolutely not, Mark.
Well, hold on.
4 miles away.
So they were running late, but here's the point. They were running late, and they missed the transfer bus, and they dropped the kids off anyway. The students ultimately decided to walk the rest of the school on their way to the rest of the school on the rest of the way to school. And it says, as soon as the transportation department understood the situation, staff contacted the students and sent a bus to meet them. Okay, so hold on. They did notify people of mechanical problems, but they did not notify parents that the kids were dropped off without transfer. Now, I mean, why would that bus driver drop them off knowing they missed the transfer? Why would they do that? Now, that part, the school is admitting they made a mistake, basically.
Big time they made a mistake.
Yeah. The students were picked up and taken to school. That's the ones, but they found out about it after the kids started walking, and then the school intercepted them and took them. It says the transportation team takes situations like these and safeties of our students seriously. Okay, we all do. I hate when people say we take this seriously. That is the most overused, undermeant term in the world. What do you mean? What's the alternative? Ha 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 ha!
My only issue with this
you missed the bus. Ha ha ha!
Is you can't be expecting a school district to start copping out cash when something happens.
Of course not. They made a mistake.
We wouldn't have buses anymore.
It says we have systems in place which are meant to keep our buses on track and ensure the students' safety to their destination, right? But we are currently reviewing the situation to determine the next appropriate course of action. Okay, so let me get this straight. The school system said they did notify parents of mechanical problems. Yes, they did. But they did not notify parents that the kids were being dropped off and missed the transfer bus. My question is, why would they leave kids there and not give an explanation?
Why wouldn't the kids walk into that school? When they say transfer station, my understanding is that's another school.
It's 4 miles away.
There was no talking to the kids about what to do in that situation.
So how old are these kids? The school system screwed up. How old are the kids?
Kids are 10, I believe 8.
Yeah, they were young.
Yeah, they're young.
Those are just her kids, though. How about all the kids, or was it only her
And here
kids?
doesn't matter. Do I believe that the school system should pay her $5,000 per student? Of course not.
I think she said that just in the heat, the passion of it.
I don't blame her for being upset. I would be upset too. If they drop my kids off to a transfer point and they had missed the transfer and my kids are standing there not knowing what to do, I'd be really pissed off. But okay, the school's addressing it. What else can we say?
School started at 7:45. Those kids did not make it to school until 8:36.
Okay. We all acknowledge the school system. What's the name of the school system? What's School District 49? Who is that?
That's School District 49 down in Colorado Springs.
Okay, it sucks. It sucks. What happened sucked, but it happened, and the school system is addressing it. Okay, what does this mom want? She keeps harassing us. What does she want us to do? We're not going to collect money for her.
No, you're right. I don't blame her. I'd be upset, but you know, you can't fix problems until you know about them.
Price fixer 60.
I wonder how many kids were involved. How long did you spend?
I think 3 of her kids and 4 minutes in.
Unwich with peppers.
Italian nightclub.
I know what you like onions. I know you. Hello.
I know you.
Extra.
How long?
Hot peppers.
No, just the Italian.
Just the Italian nightclub normal.
Unwich.
Unwich.
Oh.
Yeah, that sounds fine. No onions.
No onions. All right.
No, I haven't got that. I just got to make the time.
They just have a special. Wait till the special so you can get the
2 with hot peppers.
The blood test. They don't charge you
And
much
1
for it.
with live onions.
No.
And you just want a normal unwich.
Unwich.
15 seconds.
Italian nightclub. Unwich.
60.
That's
Yes.
number 9.
That's the normal? Is that what we're calling it?
Just
normal for us.
You're the only normal.
Hold on, guys.
Credit offers, exclusions apply. See store for details. U.S. only.
All right, I try to tell the story about this company every single day. PriceFixerDenver.com. They are the best when it comes to repairing your heating or air conditioner, or if you need a new one, they're going to give you the absolute best price. In fact, they have a 100% satisfaction guarantee. They also have the lowest price guarantee. Here's what I love about their service department. Are you ready? No trip charges, no diagnostic fees, same-day service. You have any problem with your air conditioner or furnace, you call them up, and they won't charge a trip charge, and they won't charge a diagnostic fee. I don't know of any other company doing that. By the way, the people that own PriceFixerDenver.com, they're 4th or 3rd, I think it's 3rd generation HVAC guys. They've been around in Denver for a long time. You have to check out this new model. The best pricing, the best guarantees, same-day service, no trip charges, no diagnostic fees. You ready? PriceFixerDenver.com.
Hold on stem cell therapy to relieve pain and
These guys still learned yesterday's show. Tom literally had this lady bawling.
Yeah, but she was a nut.
She was a
Hey,
nut.
do you ever use the road hazard
I got
when you buy
somebody that's
tires?
interested in hooking up.
Have you ever?
Yes, I have once or twice.
What's the easiest way to do it?
Okay, if you buy it from Costco,
As long as you know.
They're in the spring.
Good company.
3 locations, 3 gallons.
Yeah, but I mean, for $23 a tire, they charge you for road hazard.
That's about what Costco is. But I don't know if they do the.
We could actually use a couple body shops too, man.
Okay.
We got we've got a lot
But
of
you're right.
PDR.
It's
Does he
a
do
lot,
full
but
body?
you get tires
Yeah, I mean, we're looking,
That's
we've
all
only got
Costco
one and it's in
will.
Denver.
Get them up here. It wasn't a real stem cell therapy, it was a fake stem cell therapy.
Yeah, the only thing I would, question those front struts. I mean, if you're going to change them,
That was just asking.
Get the good one.
Hey, do you know this one? They're on food. They got some questions about it. I don't know that one.
What it is, I mean, they'll take it all apart, put your old bushings, your old bearing, and then put it back together and put it on there. You're going to have.
Did they quote him a quick strut?
No. No. The quick strut's going to be more.
It's usually less labor though, right?
It should be. They actually do.
Oh, I see.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
They charge
You got one charge.
Well, the service writer just clicks front struts, click, not front quick strut. There is no time for quick strut.
What's a quick strut?
It comes complete with a spring and everything all in one package.
Could I do that myself?
They're way easier to do, labor-wise.
So, I mean, I don't need special equipment.
Monroe makes them.
Just disconnect the control arm and then
Yeah, it's a complete strut with everything bearing.
Get on everything.
3 volts up top, 2 in the bottom. You ain't grab.
A lot of shops don't even have strut compressors anymore.
We're one of the, yeah, you're right, that's going away.
It's kind of like brake lays and everything else.
Right,
I mean,
that makes sense.
You have no purpose in a brake lid. I agree. You sell rotors, or you don't sell rotors, but there's no.
well, you get some bigger, heavier stuff. You want to.
Nobody turns rotors.
We still do.
A lot of people don't.
We do, but I mean.
Why have
not
they not rotors out of composite material?
They do.
They do now.
What kind?
I don't know.
Like
They're called literally composite rotors.
I don't have thought about what is the composite?
I think Hondas are, aren't they? You can't turn
Fibers and different things. A lot of the Fords.
You can't turn the composite, right?
Hell no.
Yeah, that's a one-time boom. They still warp
A
though.
lot of your German cars use that BMW, Audi, Volkswagen, but they're a softer compound in the Germans, so when they break, it ruins the rotors.
Yeah.
You just have to do pads and rotors when they wear out. That's just makes your braking better.
Or
but
if you
it
go
eats
through
up
your
the
brake
rotors.
pad and those rivets go into it, you can't turn them, you can't do shit.
But a lot of them are so close to minimum before you turn them that you can't even turn them.
Yeah.
Or you get them right
Because
after.
they wear
But
just
then
like
they
the
work
brake
so
pad.
quick after you turn them. Then they come
You
back.
put a fresh set of brakes on some rotors and
No, they're a nightmare.
half slaps a day in class. We don't.
Oh, God, no.
Not a big truck though, you might.
Some of the rotors are
Like an F450 or an F650.
What's the price of silver?
15.
I have no idea.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, before I forget, I want to tell you about something coming up, and it's for Honest
Accurate Auto.
Tell us what you got going on, Jess.
So we have a women's class that we do 4 times a year, twice at the West Shop, twice at the East Shop.
So when is it coming up next?
So tomorrow we are doing one at the West Shop.
426 Nevada Mesa View. And the 27th of this month, we'll be doing ours at the East Shop, which is on Tut Boulevard.
All right, now we have what time?
So it starts at 9 o'clock. We do ask that you register.
And it's this weekend.
Yep, one of them's this weekend, one of them the 27th.
Okay, now I want to make this clear. He's at Honest Accurate Auto in Colorado Springs tomorrow at 9.
Tomorrow at 9.
Call honestaccurateauto.com, okay, and tell them you want to come, but can they just show up?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
We'll get them in.
719-598-6306. Also tomorrow, Pro Auto Care, the Denver store. It's just east of Evans, north on Dahlia. It's Pro Auto. They have a clinic starting at 9. These are great educational things. And for that one, you go to 303proauto.com or call them at 303ProAuto. They have a lot of giveaways, too. So there are 2 clinics going on tomorrow for knowledge. No sales, no obligation. One at honestaccurateauto.com and one at 303proauto.com. So one's in Colorado Springs. Are you having them simultaneously at both locations, or one location, the next one the next location?
Nope, one's tomorrow at West, and then the East Shop is the 27th
Right.
of this month.
So tomorrow's in the West location. You can call for details, 719-598-6306, and that's for the Springs. Then Alaramas and Pro Auto Care, they'll do that also tomorrow in Denver at Pro Auto Care. And let's keep going here. Pat, what's going on with you, Pat?
Yes, hi, how are you?
Good. How can we help you?
Okay, here's my situation. So I go to this place called Family Trucks and Vans to buy a van, a work van.
I've heard of Family Trucks and Vans, yes.
Yes, okay, so my brother's with me. We go to buy this van. We look at this van because he had been looking at it for me. So he goes, okay, we have this van. It's a 2006. I think it's in great shape. Let's purchase this.
What kind is it, did you say?
Okay, it was supposed to be a 2006 Ford Econoline.
Okay, and do you have the paperwork where you bought it?
Yes, I do.
All right, and you sent that to us, okay?
Tom, she also sent, here's the deal, the sticker in the window says it's an 06. I verified that.
Yeah,
the stock number
see it,
matches
right.
her sales contract, but the years don't match up.
But what does the contract say, 06?
02.
The contract says 02.
Yes, but the sticker said 06.
And
Everything else matched.
Okay, but what is it?
It's an 02, isn't it?
It's an 02.
Okay. How many miles on it?
I want to say it's over 180.
But you knew that, right?
Yeah.
So what difference, after all this time, it really doesn't make much difference. I mean, if it was a newer car or truck, it would make a lot of difference. But with 180, I would say with 180,000 miles, the actual damages are next to nothing because you got an 02 instead of an 06. Now, I'm not saying you should accept it. There is something wrong here, but it's not as major as you might think. Do you guys disagree? What do you think?
Well, how much did she pay for it?
Well, what would it matter?
Well, if she paid the price of an 02, they think there's...
Right.
With a 180,000-mile Econoline, what do you think the difference would be between an 02 and an 06?
Could be 1,000.
And does that mean that with an 06, you're always going to spend more, and with an 02, you're always... It's a used
Not
vehicle.
necessarily.
There is no price. That's the problem. There is no price. It doesn't matter what you paid, because when people buy used cars, they never pay what they should pay. So what difference does it make? It doesn't make any difference. What matters is, what was your damage? That's where I want to go to. So you tell me, what was your damage, Pat?
Well, my damage is what I paid for it. I was paying for 2006.
Okay. What if they say, sorry, we would have charged the same thing for a 2002. We thought it was a 2002. We put it on the contract.
That option. That was
all right. Well, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Do you want to undo the deal?
I would love to undo.
How long ago was it?
2 months ago.
It's too late. It's too late. I mean, I would say it's too late. Why did you wait 2 months? I'm not telling you it's legally too late, by the way. I don't know about that. I'm just saying, why did you wait 2 months?
Because we was waiting on a title. We didn't know until we went to get the title. I didn't know.
You didn't see it on the contract?
No.
Why wouldn't you see it on the contract?
Because the guy was saying, okay, we kept saying the 2006, right? Yeah, 2006, 2006.
And the contract says 2002.
So 2002.
All right, you should go to the dealer licensing board, because this is truly an ambiguous transaction. I mean, it is. It's misrepresented, but they're going to say it was misrepresented on the lot by mistake, but we corrected it on the contract, and you signed the contract. Is this financed?
No.
Here's what I'm trying to get at, okay, Pat? Here's what I'm trying to get at, Pat.
Okay.
If there's a difference in price, it's minimal. I mean, it's almost not worth it. But you're not saying it's the price. You're telling me straight up you would not have purchased it if you knew it was an 02. Yet you knew everything else about it. So in other words, I don't understand that. Are you saying you wouldn't have purchased it?
No, because I purchased a 2006.
I'm asking you, if you knew at the time it was a 2002.
No, I would not have. No,
I'm with her. I'd be pissed, man. I try to get this deal undone.
But the contract says the contract says 2002. So they're going to say, sorry, we made a mistake on the lot. We corrected it.
Sure. I'm staring at it. It does say 02.
Right.
Which, I'm sorry, what are you saying then, lady? That you didn't see it?
No, she didn't. She said she didn't see it. Now, it is ambiguous, I know, but here's what I'm getting at. What are the damages? Listen, if it was a newer car or less miles, but 180,000 miles, it doesn't much matter after 100,000 miles, unless we're talking about an exotic car.
I see what she's saying now. The actual sticker with the stock number and everything says 06.
Right. Look, I'm sure it was some kind of stupid mistake. But we got to boil it down to damages. I would go to the dealer licensing board, and I would ask them to undo the deal.
Who's the dealer?
Don't go to them for any other reason but to undo the deal. If you want a difference in price, try to make an argument for damages in small claims court.
Sponsored by Farmers Insurance.
It's not going to be after all this time.
No, it's that age, you're right.
With those mileage, you're fighting over pittance.
Tom, you have an ideal 60. Ideal 60.
Associated with that, crash being
Boy, they
reported
look a lot alike,
245
too,
in Tamarack.
What's that?
Back up there. Off highway.
It's hard to tell the difference just looking at them. Like the grill's a little different.
The rest of the drive slow.
I have no idea. This
Right, so no two clean retail is 4,100.
I know.
David, 10 days.
I have no idea.
It's not really clean at 200,000.
No, not at all. I'm just trying to see
Ideal home
what
loan.
the difference, if it's even what you're arguing over. I mean, if it's
So
41 and
41
46, okay, but if it's 41 and 68, well, now let's maybe visit this.
But did they sell her at the price of an 06 and the price of an 02?
As far as insurance, we 15 seconds to spot.
Like you said, 200,000 miles.
So it's just that sticker that's wrong, and everything else is, maybe they sell something.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance, state that it's not available in every state.
Ideal home loans for your next ideal home loan. There are so many people who have higher rates than market, and they don't refinance. They're afraid because they say they might miss something like the bottom. How many people are going to find the bottom? That's why Ideal Home Loans has the interest rate guarantee. Just refinance out. Take advantage of the lower payments. If rates go down over the next 2 years by as little as 0.75%, they will refinance you free of charge. That's all you have to do is get the interest rate guarantee, and nothing is stopping you, nothing from refinancing. You can even pick your own term if you don't want to go back to 30 years. You can do a 15, a 12, a 23, whatever number you have in mind. That's Ideal. HomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000. 867-7000.
All money man, I have no idea who this is.
Mark, what do you think, though, man?
That's what I asked you what they said.
I would be pissed, yet.
Yeah.
Is it worth fighting? I guess.
I wonder what she paid for it. The NADA difference is a couple grand from an 02 to an 06.
Is it really?
Wow.
She paid pretty cheap. What was NADA say? She
was running about 4, 06 about 7.
She paid
Oh,
so
shit.
she paid the price of
the same mileage?
Yeah.
So she
But
paid
she
the
paid
price.
4, she paid the price of an 02. Because if you look at
Well, we
NADA,
don't know what
that's-
she paid. Well,
yeah, that's the contract.
So it says $4,000.
I don't know what she's going to argue. Because the price of an 06 would be 7. So
Well, that's why I asked how much she paid. If she paid $10,000, I'd be pissed.
Bring that up.
Yeah.
Okay, just a second, I'll get the exact thing.
Here, I'm going to call them. Maybe they'll just undo it.
With taxes and everything, she paid $3,900.
She paid for an 02. She didn't pay for an 06.
That's probably why she kept saying, are you sure
She
it's
got a
not
great
06? Because
deal.
she knew she was getting a great
Well,
deal.
no, she got what she
got a great deal.
What she put a pay.
No, it's even lower than what they're saying for that mileage in 02.
Retail's worth right around 4.
I don't know, man.
According to NADA, but you know that.
After seeing that sticker that says in it, I'd be
But who
fucking
did? Okay,
furious.
and here's my theory. You know what? We made a mistake on the lot. That's why we corrected it on the contract.
There you go.
It would have been different if
They
it was
didn't
the other way around.
misrepresent.
That would have been
Yeah.
really something. If it said 02 on the lot and he said 06.
How many times are you going to sit there closing a deal and verifying the year of the car?
I don't argue that part
Never.
either. The only way you would is by calling the VIN into your insurance to see if you can insure that vehicle. They'll know what year it is, but
Be able to delay up to 2 months of mortgage
No,
payments.
contract very
Hey, is he a general manager or manager?
So give him a call, 303-695-7000. That's
Well, my name's Mark Major. I'm calling with the Tom Martino Troubleshooter Show. We have someone on the line that purchased a vehicle from you guys, and on the sticker on the vehicle it said it was an 06 Ford F-150. I guess ultimately she ended up buying it, and on the contract it does say it's an 02, but she's pretty upset that it was misrepresented to her, so we're either trying to get a comment from you guys, or see if you guys want to wind the deal or something. Thanks.
But if you drive it and like it and buy it, what difference does it make what it is?
there's got to be something else to the story, like she doesn't like it,
Yeah,
or
there's something
it's
wrong
an
with
oil leak, or we got to put money into it. So now I don't want it.
Now I don't want it because it's broken.
Jeez, I can't believe all of you, everybody in this room. I'm usually the hard ass. They had a fucking sticker on there that said no 06. I
You
mean,
rubbed off on us, Mark. What can I
And the
say?
contract says 07.
Yeah.
Hey, Joshua Mark Major.
303-722-2295.
Mark is right. Why is he?
Mark is right.
Oh man, I got a contract dispute I have to send up to you, buddy.
Because he doesn't want that lady to email him 75 times. This is what happens when he does. He He gets 35 emails.
Right?
Such a pain.
Not with Ethos.
Ethos? Is that some kind of yoga thing?
We found Mark's sweet spot.
There you go.
Oh, Lord.
Do you really want this done, something done? You want to stay on top of it.
Yeah, I appreciate all that stuff.
There's no messing around.
Keep emailing. Did you guys get a pretty big turnout for those? I think those classes.
Yeah, we're getting ready to change the name. We'll probably still do 2 ladies class, but 2 education automotive 101 or something.
There's a lot of ignorant guys out there.
Yes. And we want people to know that they can bring their college kids in, and we'll teach them before they go off to college and show them.
Yeah, that's another one. Just to know what, right.
We try to keep it around 30 per class, because then when we break into 2 groups of 15, it makes it a little easier.
Because there's so many people that don't even know when you go get an oil change, you got to make sure it's oil and filter. Some places will screw you, you know. And it's, I mean, there really is a lot of dumb people.
People will not do an oil filter. That is stupid.
Oh, absolutely. Or even how to change a wiper.
Yeah.
Okay, we did some research.
I'm Tom Martino, Troubleshooter Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. Hey, Pat, this is very interesting. Now,
Yeah.
we all know the sticker and the VIN number on that sticker says it's a 206. The contract says it's a 2002, so they could say, you know what, we made a mistake on the lot and we corrected it on the contract. But what I said was it all boils down to damages. Now, we researched several different sources. And, Pat, according to the market, you paid for an 02 and at that got a good deal. So you're not going to make an argument for damages because there's a $3,000 difference. I was wrong. With that many miles, there would be about a $3,000 difference. But Jesse says from his sources, you got a good deal at what you paid. So they can make that argument. And make sure, Suzanne, that Mark knows is talking to that. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. He's arguing the other side. But I shouldn't weaken his argument. He's trying to get this deal undone for you. But, Pat, we're telling you, you paid for an 02. Jesse?
Yeah, so some of the research I did, it looks like the 02s are going for right around 4,000, 4,100.
Yeah.
And 06 is going for 7 to 73.
Yeah. So you paid for an 02. Now, we're just telling you this, not because we think it's great that there was a discrepancy, but you might be barking up the wrong tree if you try to make an argument for damages. Does that make sense?
It does.
Now, that doesn't mean we won't make that argument for you. Mark is on the phone right now trying to make that argument. Now, but you know, I'm actually surprised at what you paid for that because...
You're surprised that for the 2002?
Yeah, that you paid that much. I thought you would have paid more for it if it's clean. Now, Mark, what did they say anything about it?
I'm going to hear back from them in a few minutes. I did talk to the manager at length.
Okay, thank you.
All right, and then you would be, so to speak, in the driver's seat, right? So hold on and see what's going on. I would think long and hard. Here's what I would do. I would get it inspected and then decide if I want it or not. Did you get it inspected? Because, Pat, if it's a good van and if it's good condition, you know, and you may not want to undo the deal. I'm not trying to talk you into it. I don't care.
I agree.
I don't care one way or the other. So we just want to do what's best for you. 303-713-8255. Thomas has a problem with aluminum radiators and racing supply. What's going on, Thomas?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man. Is Racing Supply the name of the store, or what's the name of the place? Aluminum Radiators?
Aluminum Radiators in Racing Supply.
Oh, okay. It's not with an aluminum radiator, or is it?
Well, it's aluminum radiators and Racing Supply.
But what are you having a problem with specifically, though, you?
Okay, so, you know what, I'm building an old car, and I'm building the motor. And I wanted to get it, you know, built the way I wanted to, which is what's called a 408 stroker.
Uh-huh.
Which means you take the motor in, get the engine work done, and then you put all new parts in it.
Yeah.
And everything on it's new except for the block, basically.
Okay.
And what I'm learning from a lot of these, you know, that are somewhat reasonably priced places, you give them the money up front.
Well, I wouldn't.
I know, but it's kind of like, I mean, it's kind of a common thing with these people.
All right, hold on a second, and we'll discuss it, all right? Coming up, I'm Tom Martino. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. 303-713-TALK.
If he's building this thing himself, they want the money up front.
Yeah, it's all custom.
Because he's going to put it together in his garage and screw something up and go back and say, hey, you screwed
why
it
up
up.
front? Why not?
Well, the machine work and stuff, they want it up front because too many of them leave their stuff there too long.
Hey, it's Ross
Oh,
for American Financing.
on the custom stuff.
Drop off an engine. You know, that's not something you can just haul around. You got to take that in, heist it up, put it in the back.
You're right. If you drop it off and don't pick it up, it's a piece of shit.
Yeah, I can see
all the work.
And they don't have
that report out, put it up. And they don't pick it up.
Is that what they do? Is
I don't know. That's what I was looking to see the local place he was talking about.
Yeah, I've never heard of them, but
Born in Colorado and continuously growing without.
I was just trying to see if they're a machine shop. That's what it sounds like, but they're going to stroke it out for him. That's what they're doing, and then he's going to put it back together. I don't know. Or are they going to stroke it out, put it together, and then give it back to him built?
Mr. Martino, you know that 2018 G-Wagon you just purchased is only a 2012. Whoops, we're sorry, but it's still a good deal. Ah, see, when you flip it.
So she signed the contract. The contract
But she
clearly
paid the
says.
price of an 02. She didn't pay the
And the
price
contract,
of
it wasn't like the contract is wrong.
If that thing runs, they'll be able to resell that in a minute. You make the problem go
I'm
away.
sure they're not worried about it. If I was her, I would. If I've had it for 2 months, it's running great, and it's got no
Or you
issues,
offer
might want to keep it.
$100. I mean, something. I don't think she looked at the contract, okay? I'll be straight. She should have. I don't think she did. I don't think most people that go into the closing room look at shit.
You know how many pages you signed?
This is on the very page, top page. What it says on it. Dealer's bill of sale.
So this is what they say. Oh my gosh, it's like the first line.
Right.
No. Oh, that's.
This is from the Department of Revenue.
No, that's the bill of sale that you sign when you buy it.
Yeah, because there's their name, Correction Design and Development Incorporated.
Yeah, you sign it when you buy it.
Dealer signature buyers.
Yeah, what are you talking about? You're giving some bad.
What are you talking about? I still don't think she read
and
You think she knew?
okay,
Wait a minute. You think she knew it was an 02?
Look at right there. Look at.
I'm not fucking saying it's not on there. Do you think she knew it was an 02?
Then she can't read.
Okay. If that's it, you know what?
She's a nut.
You know what? Fuck her. She's a nut.
Where's the sticker?
Oh,
God.
Window sticker.
Do you think she knew it was an 02, Tom? You think she's totally lying?
Yes, yes.
Oh, God.
Of course she didn't know.
I don't think she knew. Because
look
they
at-
looked at the stuff outside.
I think that was handwritten, but I mean, yeah.
They ended up giving $1,000 less than that.
Yes.
Well, she paid cash, so they made her a deal.
That's true.
And I could say that that's.
And I can say,
six.
Mark makes a strong argument no matter which side he's
Damn right I do.
Just because he talks louder,
The more
he's
that's
right.
The more you disagree with the louder it gets.
louder
it
You
is.
stole my
You
line.
noticed that too.
Louder doesn't mean righter.
Right. I like it. I like it.
Joe Biden, he does look creepy.
Creepy Joe Biden.
He's got plugs.
He could get it like a shampoo sponsor or something, you know. Best smelling hair.
Bro,
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
You're right. That would be a good, like a Head and Shoulders.
Something, yeah.
Oh,
I don't think he did anything creepy.
You want Joe Biden to smell your hair? Use the new Head and Shoulders.
He's just more touchy than most people. Yeah.
You see that he swam naked while he had female Secret Service agents?
Did he really? Did he really?
Yeah, that's what
he's being charged with?
No.
Everybody's just got to dig up so much dirt
I
on
agree,
everybody
I
to the
agree,
point of, you know, when he was 12.
That's what really gets bad, is like that. When you go by it. But the bad thing about it's so hypocritical, if that would have been a Republican.
Joe Biden's not sorry for creepy stuff.
No, he didn't really apologize. He just,
I'm going to market
I
a
don't
new
see anything
upskirt
wrong.
can called the Biden.
I don't see anything. Oh my goodness. Wait.
I told you, Kevin was sniffing my hair a few hours ago.
It's because of the new shampoo you're using.
My God, look at these photos.
I know some of them are outrageous, man. I like the ones where the women
Oh
look
my
really.
God, there are a lot of them.
Look at the biker one.
There are a ton of
The
them.
biker one is the best one. It's two bikers and the wife in the middle.
But I refuse what.
Pull up the biker one. No. You gotta find the biker one, man. Scroll down.
Looking for cabinets.
Because of the tats.
Do you want to
The biker one is the best.
You know what I love about Mitch Floria, the owner? He's proud of what he
Wait,
does.
go. You're going too fast. I think you.
All
Right
you
there.
do is call him, give him some measurements, send him a photo.
You don't see the other biker. You're only seeing one biker. There's another biker looking at him even fucking harder than this biker.
Installation. He'll tear out.
Oh, where is the full biker picture? I can't believe. Oh, right here. Right here. No, why don't they have the other biker in?
From the manufacturer with a small markup. And then everything can
They literally cut out the whole other biker on that one.
303-386-5919. Artofgranite.net. I've known him for many
Got a
years.
problem with smelling hair.
He's going in. Oh, did you see her pull away?
6 days a week.
Fucking grab your. How about if I walked up to you and start tickling your fucking chin?
That's 386-5919.
Mark, you're so violent.
Yeah, you're so loud.
I think they're stretching. Watch what he does. Watch her pull away.
When buying chicken from Redbird Farms, you're making a healthy choice. Redbird proves what real chicken tastes like.
I like that.
Visit Redbird Farms.
Kevin,
That is a creepy uncle move.
It is. Come sit on my lap, little girl.
Oh, they call
I
him
can't
Grandpa.
believe this one. They're not showing this guy. This guy's looking at him even weirder than this guy.
Well, do you think the Democrats
Creepy Joe Biden. Just type that.
Well, the Democrats themselves are all
Creepy Joe
saying
Biden.
there's nothing wrong with it.
There you go. Enter.
Not all of them.
Go directly to.
Not the ones
Not the
running
ones
against
he's
them.
running against them.
And you'll see the creepy
You know, I
Biden.
can read the tiniest of
Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
It's just
Nancy Pelosi just, her head's going to explode. She doesn't know which way to go yet. Please tell me who our nominee's going to be so I know who I
I can support. Yeah.
I can't.
This chick.
I can't stay on the fence any longer. Please tell me who to.
She's a fencer.
Well, no one's saying he's a pedophile or anything. They're just saying it's.
Yeah.
He has no respect for people's space, man. There it is.
He's a close talker.
It's so weird.
And pay all your closing costs. Call right now at 720-388.
This, Jesus.
Yeah, I know.
No, this one is weird. Now, come on, now this one is totally. Now that's totally weird. I don't give a shit what you say.
Here's what was funny. One of them. Look at what comes from.
No, where's that
Hey,
one?
Mark.
Right there.
This is bullshit.
That's true.
Oh yeah, Tom, come look at this one. Look at this other biker. There's the full shot, man.
He said, and he's saying, if there wasn't 5 Secret Service guys, I'd clock them.
I bet it's exactly what he's saying. Oh.
That one, he has his hand on her breast.
I know, both hands.
Is that wrong?
He's doing it.
Sorry.
What's your point?
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. How is your life going? We have car day today, which means we will solve your problems and we'll concentrate on cars, but not just cars. Let's go right to the phone. Kevin Calkins with us from Sheridan Auto Tech. And Jesse Schillinger from Honest Accurate Auto. Simon has a 94 Pontiac Grand Am running rough. Thomas had a problem with a store called Aluminum Radiators and Racing Supply. Craig bought a stolen vehicle from a dealership. Uh-oh. Wow. Sang has an employer not paying him. Saying, sorry about that. We'll get to all of you now. Okay, so let's get right to it. Thomas, we left off with you. You were trying to put an engine together, and you said a common thing you've seen that people want everything up front, total payment up front when they're doing machine work. Now, these guys say here that's not uncommon, are my experts, and they say, Tom, it's not the same as as other kinds of contracting. This people leave off an engine and sometimes they won't even come and get it, and you got to get some payment. Now, there's got to be a way to protect yourself, though. So, Kevin, what do you do to protect yourself? I say a credit card's a surefire way.
Well, absolutely. A credit card, or just, get somebody you trust, or don't go to the random cheapest place you can find.
Because 44th Avenue, is it? Repair the guy for
Jim Weiss.
The
Weasel.
You'll absolutely be ripped off in every case we've seen. I mean, so you leave money, you do have to get someone you trust.
But do your research. Find a good
Do
place.
they want, Thomas, do they want every dime up front, every dime?
Are you talking to me now?
Yeah, do they want every dime?
Well, this guy did, and what my research was not as extensive as it should have been. I just realized he was in business like 30 years, so I figured he was doing something right, and I was wrong. Really
All right,
wrong.
how much did you pay this guy?
$5,100.
For what?
Okay, that would be engine work. I bring a block in, it gets bored out, and that would be everything I needed, and that's complete. That's the crankshafts.
Do you have a contract?
I'm sorry, I don't have I got receipts.
Wait a minute. How do I know what he's supposed to do for $5,000 with no contract?
Well, I think it says on their 408 stroker kit.
Oh.
Which would be on one of the pieces of paperwork, and that would be...
Okay, that's your receipt. And so, how much was due after it was done, or was $5,000?
That was everything. That was everything. And
how much was done?
Well, it looks like the engine work was done, and I got a couple of parts, but the parts were wrong. They were for a different motor, right?
What was not? Okay, so that's tricky. Why is it tricky, Jesse?
Because he went in for a 408 stroker, and he's saying some of the parts were wrong for a different engine. That's what you're saying. Some of those parts are not correct.
Well, what are they for if they're not for that engine?
Okay, so the way this works, is the older, it's a Dodge, so the older Dodges are called LA motors. And the newer Dodge motors are called Magnum motors, okay?
All right, well...
And I had a Magnum, and he gave me parts for an LA, and they don't cross-reference. So then, just real quick, to make things really even worse, and this is if you got an extra minute or two, I have brain cancer. So this was part of my condition is that I do impulsive stuff. So this was a kind of an impulsive thing. I saw a sports car, and I'm like, shit, I want to build one.
All right, hold on.
So
I got it. Okay, hold on. Just hold on a sec. I hit the delay, so I'm going to wait until we spool up again. Because he said a bad word. Poo-poo. You probably don't even know. I got the delay, by the way. We're in delay. Let me know when we're spooled back up again. We're in delay. I hit the delay button. So let me know when we're spooled back up because he said something. But here's the point I want to make, is that, first of all, I don't think he intentionally did it. He just said, something. But here's the deal. He bought an engine. He wanted to get it rebuilt for the sports car. And now he paid money, and it's not being done. I mean, what else can we say? The bottom line is you paid up front. I don't like paying up front. Did you pay by credit card? Did you pay cash? How did you pay? Thomas, how did you pay? How did you pay?
Check.
Okay, and by the way, don't say any bad words anymore. Okay, so.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. So listen, man.
What is the guy say? Is he going to help him exchange parts?
Is he just going to make it right? What is he going to do for you?
Well, the last time I went in there, I was like, dude, you owe me this, you owe me that.
Yeah, what does he say? What does he say?
He started throwing parts at me.
Okay, so you got a problem. You got to go to small claims court. I don't know what else to tell you, man. We can call him for you, okay? Deputy Dan, let's make one phone call for this guy. He's got brain cancer. And by the way, how is your prognosis, Thomas?
I'm going to be okay.
Really? Did they do surgery?
Yeah. No, they couldn't remove it. I'd be paralyzed. But the thing is I'm a fairly long-term survivor. But the things that are still left over is
did they do radiation? What did they do?
Chemotherapy and radiation.
And so you're not clear, but you're good?
Well, they don't really use the term remission with brain cancer, but they do say there's been no growth for like quite a while.
How long?
They're saying about 8 years.
Oh my God,
and
that's great.
I'm a 20-year survivor, but what this guy also did, I said, I told you this, and he go, no, you got brain cancer. Remember, you forget things like that.
That's ridiculous. Listen, here's the deal.
And
We'll call and try to figure out what the situation is. Obviously, this is, you know, once it's paid and the guy's done, I mean, it's going to be very difficult. Small claims court. When we say that, that's not a kiss-off. That means you get a judgment and then you execute the judgment. People who do that actually get results. Now, saying, what employer is not paying you?
Greenworks Landscaping from Golden, Colorado.
Were you a subcontractor or a W-2?
No, I was a W-2, sir.
A W-2 employee.
Yes.
And how long did you work there?
I started working there in the beginning of September.
And how much do they owe you?
Well, the owner of the landscaping company owes me 180 plus hours.
Okay. And what does he say about it?
Well, now I just want to thank you guys. Today he finally contacted me and he said that he wanted to make things right.
Good.
And, you know, because one of your producers talked to him.
Yeah, I called him
Right.
this morning.
Deputy Dan called him. So listen,
Yes.
please keep us informed, saying.
Yes, but I mean, he's saying all these promises to me just like how he was telling me last
I know,
time.
yeah, but we'll figure it out.
So-
But now he knows we're watching, and seriously, if you truly did the work, you should get paid. What excuse was he using for not paying you?
Well, he was using excuse like he always been using that some contractor, cement contractor, have frauded his bank out and that his bank was frozen.
Well, that could be.
It's not your problem, though.
Yeah, right. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt until we hear from you again. You call us in a few days. Craig, this thing has me really suspicious. Are you saying that you bought a car from a dealership and it later turned out to be stolen?
Yes.
Where did you buy it?
I bought it at McCloskey Motors.
Look, how long ago?
Approximately a year ago.
And how did you find out it was stolen?
I just recently went to another dealership to trade the vehicle in.
Yeah.
And so it was stolen, but it was recovered. But what happened, before it was recovered, it was paid out to the
let me
owner
get
at the time
let me
by
get
the
this straight.
insurance
Let me get this straight. You're not saying it was actively on the stolen list when you bought it.
No.
So they
What I'm
sold
saying
you a car that in essence was salvaged by insurance.
Yes.
Okay, hold on and we'll come right back.
Sponsored by Farmers Insurance.
Not for theft and not for hail or certain other kinds. They don't always do the S. They salvage without an S on some if there's no real damage.
Every time I'm here, we have McCloskey's on the air.
Where are they?
Because James, they're
God, you guys do have some funky businesses down there, man.
And he's been in
Did you
business
see
for
this one photo? Now this is fun.
I'd like to get that aluminum radiator place because the research we did here, they're closed.
And a bit of delay on
Well, they're showing on, when we Google them, it shows the business was closed.
Yeah, maybe we're searching online.
Who we talking about?
That guy that had his engine
Aluminum
built?
radiator and racing supply?
Yeah, the name he gave us, if you type into Google, it comes out.
Place in Aurora shows closed.
15 seconds. Collision has a unique sound. Beetle. Bird poop. Drone. Seaman covered it. Talk to farmers. We are farmers.
A lot of machine shows.
Not ideal, I'm sorry. Plumline Services has this special right now, 93 or free to get your drain cleared. And by the way, that is ideal if you can pay 93 and get your drain cleared. If you cannot get it cleared, listen to this. The call is free, but you get a full, complete diagnosis. And that's important in itself. So 93 or free. Now, you may pay the 93 and it's cleared, but they may say you need longer-term work or some work in the future. And for that, you can trust Plumline because they have their own drain division. No matter what, you can't lose on 93 or free when it comes to drains. 303-586-1086 or plumlineservices.com. They do plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. All vital services, and you need a company that I know and that you can trust. I've been with them from the start. 303-586-1086.
So you're building resilience for guys.
You know that one I'm saying? That works for them in order. This guy is, I guess, Mock's business had him on, you're a teenager, he made over 100,000 in lawn service. So I called him up on his cell phone this morning, and this RJ goes, yes, I just sold him. And I told him about, hey, what time much you know.
How'd you know he made all that money?
But my goodness.
Oh, they had a story on Fox News 8 years ago or something like that. But anyway, so I started telling him about, saying, we're going to have him on the show, we're going to pay him and stuff, what about all this? And then he goes, I think you have the wrong number. I'm driving, I gotta go.
Just,
That's the way it needs to be, right? I mean,
the guy's good.
That's funny.
I just couldn't do that.
And then he calls this guy. It could be,
just bring down Subaru.
just, what do you call that? Not ironic. It could be,
But he owes them $3,000, he wasn't paying them overtime.
I got a Subaru
And I think
guy
because he was on a work release.
We Monday, take an engine out, he tears it apart, we push it out back. When the engine comes back 3 days later, we push it in, put it together.
Well, I'm still upset that one company shrunk that
Well,
lane.
and that's a common occurrence.
Yeah, somewhere there.
We've had 3 complaints about that same company on Country.
Yeah, with it, depending on the headwork too, of course, but comfortably we tell him $2,500 to $3,000. That includes time about water pump.
Good thing she didn't stay in the car.
This is a funny photo.
No, she shouldn't. I was 6 feet when I went in there.
Guys, you gotta see this photo. This is the grossest one of all.
Homeowners 62 years and older will live a stress.
Have you done seen Kurt?
Hey, at least he's not just picking on the ladies here, alright?
So you were wrong. They are calling him pedophile now.
Let me see your baby's package.
The nice thing,
Obama won't say anything about it.
Now they're saying, why hasn't he groped any African Americans? Now they're claiming he's racist.
Oh, Obama said he groped him too.
Sure shit, left your stocks, cameras, wife.
That's weirder than I ever heard.
That is, I tell you.
Now they're saying he's racist because he didn't do
That's
something inappropriate. My God, that's like wrong on every level. I've heard it all now.
That's pretty. Boy, people will pick out anything, won't they? That's funny.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. SentryRV.com. Sentry RV, they are the greatest RV dealership because of the service, the new and the used, especially when it comes to Cougars. They have new units under 24 grand. 303-453-1111. They are in Lakewood, just north of 6th Avenue between Kipling and Sims, next to Woodley's, and they're up north on the 119 turnoff and I-25. That's the 119 turnoff to Longmont. That's SentryRV.com. Okay, we have a weird situation. I thought Greg meant he bought a car and it was stolen. In other words, it was on the hot list. But he said this car had been stolen and paid out by insurance. So it's kind of like a salvage vehicle. I think that's what he's saying. So, Craig, you bought the car a year ago. How long ago, before you bought it, when had it been stolen?
In 2012. It was stolen in had been stolen in 2012. And what year is the car? It's 2010. Okay. And in 2012, when it was stolen, was it totaled? What happened to it? It was just paid out as a theft. Okay. And then after it was paid out, what happened to it? Somehow got put back in, rotation as a. But what's wrong with that? Why does that bother you?
His trade-in value.
What's that? The fact that I wasn't told when I was sold a vehicle, and I'm still making payments on a vehicle. But there's nothing wrong. What I'm saying is that. What difference does it make if that car was stolen?
I thought he said he went to trade it in and they wouldn't take it as a trade.
Why?
Did that happen or not?
No. Not that they wouldn't take it as a trade. What did they say? That was how it was revealed to me that the vehicle was stolen. Craig, listen. If that car was used by my fat uncle to to molest someone, or it was used in a bank heist, or it was stolen. It's so crazy that it would happen, but what does it affect the value of the car? In other words, the car was stolen. What difference does that make? It was paid out to the owner. That doesn't affect the car. If the car was wrecked and totaled, that would be different. But the mere fact it was stolen does not affect the value, and it's not anything they would have had to tell you unless it was a salvaged vehicle. But it's not. I don't understand. It was insurance company owned. Now, where it could hurt you is if it's misinterpreted as like, hey, you know, this car was in a total wreck or something. But what does Carfax say? Did you get the Carfax on it?
The Carfax said it was stolen.
Okay.
And paid out.
Okay, good.
And recovered.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, I don't understand what argument you're making. What damages did you suffer?
Well, for one, the vehicle, the ignition, the key could come right out the ignition with the vehicle still running, right? And after I purchased the vehicle, probably a month or so is when I realized that happened.
Well, that's a used car, and you bought it as is. That has nothing to do with the value of the car. That can be fixed, and that's nothing more than a problem with a used car. That could happen with any car. See, Craig, I'm not trying to fight you. I'm just saying you're grabbing at straws. There's nothing inherently wrong with the car because it was stolen. I'm not telling you won't have problems with a used car. Everyone has problems with used cars, but are those problems insurmountable because it was stolen, where you cannot recoup your value? No, of course not. You can't name anything. I mean, the fact that the key came out of the ignition, that happens on a lot of used cars. So you replace the ignition. But where is the real problem other than psychologically you don't like the idea it had been stolen before? I'm serious now. I'm trying to make you make a case.
And I understand that, and that's what I'm trying to do as well, is the fact that, you know, like I said, I thought that these were things that should be revealed.
No, they're not required to be revealed. No. You know,
and when they...
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was going to say, when they pulled the vehicle report at sale, they told me it was in a minor fender bender, paid out about $1,000, and that was all they told me.
Well, why didn't you look at the Carfax?
I looked at what they gave me.
Well, did they give you a Carfax that was altered?
What's it matter? The good news is he's not out anything.
The good news is it wasn't in a minor fender bender.
It wasn't a minor fender bender.
Oh, okay. In addition to, okay.
So in addition to being...
Oh, okay. But you knew about the fender bender. You didn't know about the stolen. Okay.
Right. You know, and so what they gave me, and they say they use, because I went up there...
Craig, let's get right to it. Let's get right to it. You bought this car a year ago. It's a 2010. What do you want?
My whole thing is,
What do you want, man? You called. What do you want? I mean, that's a fair question for me to ask. What do you want? If you want us to call this deal, you want us to get involved, what do you want?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind you getting...
What do you want, Craig? What do you want?
What would they be able to do in order to fix the issue that... Like I said, first thing is they did not tell me that the vehicle was stolen.
Craig, not telling you is not a violation. I'm asking you again, what do you want? That's a fair question. What do you want?
And I am about to answer that question. So my thing is, you said they don't have to reveal that.
No.
However, they gave me a report that was omitted from.
Well, see, so that I find odd. Hold on. I find it odd that they gave you a Carfax.
It probably wasn't a Carfax.
And
He's
the Carfax...
It was a car...
This goes back...
Hold on. Just wait. What was it, Craig? Please, tell me. I didn't hear. What was it?
Auto check, I think it was.
Okay.
That they used.
Okay, so what? I mean, maybe it's not accurate. AutoCheck is not as accurate maybe as Carfax. What I'm saying, Craig, is Carfax was available to you at the time. You could have taken it somewhere to be checked. You still haven't told me what you want. You told me what they didn't do, and none of it was what I could see against any rules or regulations. So I need to ask you again, what do you want? You're making a case, and you don't have one, so now I'm asking, what do you want? Is the car defective?
No.
What do you want? I'm serious about it, man. What do you want? They're going to ask me, what does he want?
Well, I mean, like I said, I thought that this was something that had to be disclosed.
Craig?
You said that it doesn't have to be disclosed.
No, it doesn't.
I'm about to get to that. It doesn't have to be disclosed. What I wanted initially, when I thought it something had to be disclosed, is I wanted it to be taken from me, basically. I'm not going to mess my credit up over this. However, I wanted to be taken away from me.
You wanted to undo the deal. You wanted to undo the deal.
Undo the deal.
Okay.
Bottom line, yeah.
Do you not like the car?
Oh, I like the truck, yes.
Okay, the truck. Okay. Well, guess what? They didn't violate anything, so, I mean, there's no reason to undo the deal. So, knowing that, you still want to undo it just because you don't feel right about it.
Yes.
Okay. Ask them. See what they say. Did you ask them?
I did. I went in there.
And what did they say?
I spoke with the manager, and he said that he would have the owner give me a call, and I've been waiting approximately a week now for a phone call.
Well, good luck to you, Craig. Good luck to you, man. Okay? I'm not going to go and ask someone to take the car back simply because you weren't told it was stolen and paid out. I don't know how else to put it. That's just because, basically.
That fat uncle analogy.
Do you think, I don't know, I'd like to know this. Do you think that you should pay for use of that car for a year or not?
No.
No? So you get to use a car for a year free? How many miles did you put on it?
Maybe 100 miles.
Only 100 miles in a year? Wow.
I don't drive that much.
Okay. So, anyway, again, listen, Craig, I will say this. It's a fair question, way better than the one I got about the woman who thought the body shop switched her car or shrunk it. We have more coming up.
This is Denver's Talk Station, 630
I'd be pretty pissed if I bought a car and a year later I found out Biden.
So what I'm saying, I was trying to show them the history of a car has nothing to do
except in certain.
I like the fat uncle
history, but not
bullet holes in it from the bank robbery when that's stolen. That's different.
If my fat uncle molested a kid in there, it wouldn't matter.
What I'm saying is, it doesn't matter how creepy. What I was trying to say is, it doesn't matter how creepy a car is. It's like people, a meth house. Doesn't that have to be disclosed on a real estate meth house?
Only if it truly is a meth house,
or was a meth house, or does it mean? I don't know. But I know that people, for example, hold on. I don't know the answer to this, but what about if someone is killed in a house?
In California, yes.
Okay. See, that is what this reminded me of.
Marks the 118th month of straight games.
Now, if your fat uncle molested people in the house, I'm not sure if you'd have to.
Joe Biden sheltering his hair and
Joe Biden.
IRA or investment account? Then I have
They should do one on Saturday Night Live where he's just in a party scene smelling people's hair.
I bet they will do something.
Oh, Saturday Night Live. Did it just come out? Or
are they on this week live?
Last week they did. What did they do? They did one about
Did you see that Justice Small? He won't pay back $130,000.
I don't think he has it.
Bank on yourself.
He gets $1 million a year.
Yeah, he was making over $1 million a year.
What about Chris Rock? I love him. You don't get to you anymore. It's just Jesse.
With the Rockies home
That's right. I'm taking it from them. You know, they told everybody not to make any small jokes. And Chris Rock went on that NAACP and did that. He's got some balls.
Well, why would they have him on it, not just, why would they have Jesse on it?
Man, there are way too many photographs of this guy. Gee, creepy Biden. My
Especially with
God.
that little kid.
What do you think is going on with him? Do you think he just touched it?
Right now, mostly cloudy and 64 with your traffic and weather.
But then you get too far. I know Daphne's listening. She says she thinks he's a child molester. I think you get that's where Republicans get a bad name.
No, they didn't. None of them. What Republican has said that?
Daphne said she
Well,
thinks
that's
he's a child
Daphne.
molester.
That's not a Republican.
No, but he's not a child molester.
Well,
I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Do I have a spot? Because I lost track.
No, I'm fine. Okay, the Raleigh House. Okay, the Raleigh House has this informational line. This is really important. This informational line is not to be mistaken for, some high-pressure sales line or any kind of a sales line. There's no obligation here. And what they want you to do is call if you have any information about, or if you need any information, you have any issues about addiction in your family or circle of friends. See, the problem is when it comes to addiction, people, they have all kinds of questions. They don't know what to do. They don't know who to call. The Raleigh House wanted to provide a place that would give you all kinds of information, like what to look for, how to approach an addict, what it costs, what insurance pays, what are the triggers, and what do I do about it. And this is the number to call. Now, of course, if you want to know about the Raleigh House, a premier treatment facility, they'd love to tell you about them, but that is not the purpose of this line. 720-730-9722 if you need help and information. 720-730-9722.
More than ever, folks want to stay in their homes and improve and remodel them rather.
Ooh, makes sense to me if you're happy with your location. So among the many things you can do for your home, one that deserves consideration is to replace.
I'm taking the you away from you.
Craig, Mark the Min guy's on to comment to kind of refute what you're saying about it being stolen. Mark the Min guy, Mark Zillinga, he's on line 4. So, but listen, Craig.
They weren't freaky fast this time, were they?
I got them to credit it back. I said, I'm not Craig the caller.
Oh, you are the
I don't know if this makes any difference. I'm just,
what did they say took so?
Is that he called this insurance company to look into it, and they said the vehicle was totaled. And I said, well, and he said something else. I said, I think they're separate.
Who do they think they are? That pizza place?
That's what I said. I think a total car and a salvage vehicle are different.
Because if it was technically total for financial
I don't think that's
reasons,
yours.
it's
I'm
not
trying to find
salvage.
it.
And you've seen that car. I really don't want Mark on unless he has the honest to God so he can say we're wrong. I mean, if he exists,
And they
there is no fucking
That's a
law.
whole lot.
I don't really want to debate it. If he knows the law, I would
way more.
he has to have mine. I just don't want to push it back into the hood.
There's yours,
And that's probably
they messed up the order too, which is a good thing we didn't pay for it. Yeah, but there may be some. I mean,
I don't have enough. I'm going to send this to my brother-in-law who does that, because he said they couldn't do it.
Do what?
He does the paintless dent. He says, no, it's way too much. That stretch thing, my brother-in-law does it back in Minnesota. He said he couldn't do it. He's going to be, and this is, I don't know how the hell they did it. You get a great, I tell you, this is a great advertisement.
Thank you.
I agree, that's a great job they did on that hood. I can't believe that's a great job they did.
Normally, no one would do that.
I think he did it for $450 is what I heard. He did it for $450.
Where's this racing shop? Did you get a number from there?
No, I haven't got a number.
You're welcome.
No, he can have the number.
Mark, there are memes popping up all over.
You're infatuated, aren't
He's
you?
got napkins, you're big good.
Because I thought people were exaggerating. It's also a civil charge when it comes to motor vehicles. And you need him to vote. 303. I never dreamed. 6200. LazaraLegal.com. It was like it is.
But remember, Tom, the media would have hot hit him.
LazaraLegal.com. Joe is a good guy.
back in Obama days, you need it, not gonna put it out there.
You don't need them, but don't ever try. Yeah, you notice it was never, when he was vice president, he never tried without advice. 303.
How come Obama hasn't said anything now?
Yeah, I wonder why.
Because he hasn't done to any black people?
6,200.
Did you really read that? Did they really say that?
Who said it?
Denver Stock Station,
CNN or?
630 KHOW.
God, that's bizarre.
That is, I tell you, people look for it.
I'll tell you the publication.
Ebony.
I don't know, it's right. Ebony. Hi, I'm Tom Martino.
Your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's keep going. Simon. What's going on with you, Simon? What's happening?
Yeah, my niece has a 1994 Pontiac Grand Am, 2.3 SE. It's got 160,000 miles on it.
Okay.
And it started running rough. I changed the fuel filter.
I mean, that's funny. I mean, it's a 94 with how many miles on it?
About 160.
Yeah, I mean, come on. When was the last time it was messed with?
Wow, doing that's what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah.
And then,
what did you do?
Fuel filter.
Yeah.
Fuel filter, oxygen sensor, plugs, fuel injectors.
Wow.
You know, it's like, I don't know what else. It's still running. Before it went idle, but now it idles, but it's still rough.
Is the check engine light?
The coil packs too.
What about check engine light?
The only thing it came up with on that OBD deal is the oxygen sensor, and that's all. There's no other light on or nothing.
Is it running rough just at idle or under acceleration or all or how?
Well, both. Yeah.
Both. You also have a control module that's mounted underneath that cover on the Quad 4 engine. You know, where the coils are, you have a control module could also affect it.
The control module's where's it at?
It's bolted underneath the cover. You know the cover you pull off to get to the plugs? You
yeah, well, those coil packs that are in there?
Yeah.
I changed both of those.
It's underneath that.
It's underneath
the computer
that.
unit, when you pull that off, it actually unbolts from there and bolts to the
bottom. Here's the deal. Any of these guys that are on our referral list will give you a look if you drive by. You know, as long as they don't, take a lot of time, they'll give you recommendations.
I'm in Walsenburg.
Oh, you're in Walsenburg. Holy crap. So, could it be something as simple as fuel?
That car, I think, also has more than one oxygen sensor. Did you do all of them or just the one?
Just the one. The one that showed on that OB deal was the one right out of the exhaust on the forward side, not the back side. There's one that goes behind the catalyst cover.
Yep.
Okay, so, without getting too mired in this, I mean, he's done almost everything, but he didn't do the control module, right? So, that's the last thing left to try, man. I don't know what else to say, but that's the last one. Eric? What's going on, Eric?
Hey, Tom. Guys, just a simple question. I've got an old 05 Ford Freestyle. Needs resealing the transmission, and I'm getting some really big numbers, and I thought it's not worth that much money. So I was trying to see what the guys thought a reasonable price was.
You say resealing.
Yeah, it needs new. It's leaking in several places in the tranny, and I got a number from the dealership that was ridiculous. It was like $3,000 or something, and the car's just not worth that much to put into it. So I wondered what those guys thought might be a reasonable rate to. Do
you have to take the whole transmission apart, guys?
Well, it depends on what's leaking. Yeah, sometimes you do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you say reseal, it could be more than that. It could be a problem causing it to leak, not just the sealing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think what you're looking at is, I mean, once you take it apart, then you're looking at replacing parts and stuff. That's what I think people are talking about. Are there any external sealers he can just plop on there? I mean, this is an old car.
The only seals you really get to are the axle seals or the transmission pan, without pulling the transmission
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, they were talking about having to pull the whole transmission off.
Well, that's the way to do it properly, Eric. What are you talking about?
And I just was curious if that was. It seemed like $3,000. Seemed like a high.
If they're probably talking about rebuilding the tranny.
If there was only a place that would tear it down and look at it for free and tell them how much it would be.
Yeah, so it was running. The transmission's fine. It's just leaking fluid everywhere. But it's it's run.
But there's a reason it's leaking fluids, and it's maybe.
They're saying that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Seals are. Does that make sense to say? They're saying the seals need to be redone. That's what they said, and they'd have to drop.
How many miles on this? How many miles on?
95,000.
Not that much, but once you take it apart to redo the seals, then it's silly not to put new parts in, because parts are not that expensive. I mean, or at least check the parts, right, guys? You know, what Mark was alluding to is Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair. They do this free removal and tear down of your free, by the way, to let you know exactly what is wrong with it and what it costs to fix.
And they'll give you different prices, like here's the minimum to get it back on the road or stop leaking. Here's a full rebuild price, etc.
Like, but it's free as long as if you think you want to junk the car, I don't know, they probably will still do it. You got to just be honest with them. You know, I doubt they want people just going in speculating on their time, but they're hoping to get some repair work out of it. However, there is no obligation. Budget A1 Transmission Auto Repair. Other than that, I think the prices you're getting, man, are not just for so-called sealing it. I think once they take it apart, they're thinking we have a mess on our hands, and you're really getting rebuild prices is what you're getting, man. That's what you're getting. Nick, what's going on with you, Nick?
Yes, sir, Tom. Thank you very much.
What's going on with your mortgage?
I had a roof damage last summer.
Yeah.
And I worked with my insurance company and Excel, Arturo Excel, which is really good.
Good. Okay. That's great.
Okay, and we got a settlement. We made a contract. My insurance company sent me a check.
How much?
But 10-3.
Okay, now they didn't give you an initial check. They just gave you one check?
One check.
Okay, and that 10-3, let me guess, it's made out to both you and the mortgage company.
Right. So I sent a check to the mortgage company a month ago. I have not got no call back. So I started calling them this week, and I made 2 calls Monday, 2 calls Wednesday, 2 calls Thursday, 2 calls Friday. Can't even get past the switchboard.
You know, that sucks, man. Here's what you have to do. You have to tell them there's going to be a lien on your house if you don't get that check back.
Yeah, but I can't even talk to anybody. I can't get past the
What's the name of the mortgage company?
Ditech. And I even use their website, ditech.com, and I still can't get past the switchboard. Because they give me 2 phone calls on that number, ditech.com, and I still can't get through.
This sucks. I wonder what we do to cut through that red tape.
I got my shingles on the roof. Arturo's already ready to start nailing here in about another week and a half. He said we'll have it done by next weekend. But I don't got no money to pay him. They want the money at the end of the.
Well, you're right. I mean, look, this is a situation. I have never heard of an insurance company simply ignoring people. I mean, a mortgage company simply ignoring people like that. But you sent them the check. How did you know where to send it?
I send it with my payments.
Yeah, that was a bad thing. That was a very bad thing to do, man.
No, not with my payment. I send it to the address where I send my payments.
Did you put your account number on it?
Right. I put my account number, and I wrote a letter saying
okay,
that
good,
was
good.
Just to be endorsed and sent back to me, but I haven't gotten no call back.
You know, unfortunately, one of the things that would get their attention is not paying your payment. That would get that would get their they really would. It would get their attention. It's too bad you have to do that. You know,
I just tried to call them right now, man. Their hold times can exceed 30 minutes is their first thing they say to you. Something's weird.
That's the first thing.
Well, let's go. I think we can craft an email. I think we can craft an email on their website.
I thought maybe this would work. I went to my insurance company. I told them to stop that check.
Yep.
Write me another check with just my name on it.
Right.
And they said they can't do that.
Why?
Because the mortgage company owns half the mortgage, just like me.
He asked them to put just his name on it. They won't do that.
Yeah, but a lot of insurance companies do that. They don't always make them out to both.
I know. Well, that company didn't want.
What's the name of your insurance company?
You're going to love their State Farm.
Yeah, well, there's your problem. I mean, seriously, you got,
I called the claims department, and they say that they can't do that because they're on the house too. So they have to send it with both names, my name and their name.
Well, that's not true, but they can say that all they want. But okay, here's the deal. Here's the deal.
So
we have to try to email them. We do. We have to try to email them from us to them. Maybe we'll get through. So you have to, Suzanne, get the information so we can send an email. Okay, Suzanne, we want to send an email to his mortgage company. He's not getting
They're in bankruptcy. I've been told this by two callers now.
Oh.
So all the loans have been sold or are being sold.
Oh, my God. Your money vanished. Your money vanished. It went to the trustee. I'm serious.
So what am I going to do now? I'm stuck in the middle.
Your State Farm, you got to call your State Farm agent, and you have to ask for help. You have to tell them this, that you can't get your roof fixed. This is a problem. Or I'm serious when I tell you this. I'm really serious, to stop making a mortgage payment and just accumulate the money. I don't know what else to tell you, man. Honest to goodness, Nick. I don't want to leave you out. I'm not going to leave you out in the cold. I got to take this break, but let's do this. Let's get this information, and maybe Brent Ivinson at Ideal can help us, or we can get some help from Compass Insurance. We just have to figure out.
I want to talk to his agent.
Yeah, your insurance agent should help you as well. So get his contact information, and Mark will talk to him.
Sponsored by Farmers Insurance.
We are farmers.
Travel across the metro area freeway system.
Well, that was stupid.
Well, I would assume he did.
Not necessarily.
He wanted them to endorse it and send it back.
Oh.
But they should be able to send it in.
Well, then maybe it wasn't cash.
Well, if he gets another check, can't he just sign for the mortgage?
Ask him real quick, Tom, if he endorsed that check.
30 seconds away from...
Because that's a good point. If he didn't endorse it, that could be a loophole.
Can't he just get a second check and just sign the mortgage company?
Where the hell would that check go? Would they just deposit it into what?
Who knows? It's in a mailbag somewhere.
We don't even know if it's been cash.
That's the insurance company will.
Exactly. That's why we need to talk to the guy. But
I just don't understand why they wouldn't give it to him in the roof.
Covered it. Talk to farmers.
Tom?
Under Rick McGarmer, Stuff Fire Insurance, Exchange that affiliate. Points unavailable in every state.
Fix It 24/7 has a deal for you. Now, earlier I said $68 for both the AC and the furnace to get checked, because I said each one costs $39, and even that's a screaming deal because they take it apart, they clean it, they adjust it, they refurbish it with a no breakdown guarantee. Now, George just told me he will do both systems, both AC and furnace, for just $48, just $48, but it's only good for today. You have to call to schedule today. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939.
Daniel, would you be sure Ed gets, did you send it to him too? You're the best.
I am the best. I told you, I tell him.
I knew I kept you for a reason. Woo, it smells strong in here.
It's mostly Dan.
Would you feel bad though signing for your mortgage company on a check you're putting a roof on anyway? I mean, I would. Yeah. Wouldn't bother me. You can get a little rubber stamp made for your mortgage company and then sign.
Mine was easy. The only time I had to deal with that was Wells Fargo, and I went right into the branch and got it handled.
As long as you're not doing anything shady.
No, as long as you're not doing fraud. I mean, you're protecting their asset. Yeah.
But this is weird that it's in bankruptcy. I would guess that check hasn't even been cashed.
But they probably didn't even know what to do with it. Somebody chucked it. Somebody, you know.
Gave to this department, gave to this department.
How can a mortgage company be out of business? That's even odd.
They're not the ones that do these foreclosures.
The service.
April night at the Pepsi Center. You'll see local celebrities, and the Denver Area Council will be presenting a lifetime
lenders seldom
change. 2019 Hall of Fame inductee Pat Bowman.
Well,
Sports breakfast.
I disagree with that.
Generally,
they change within the first 90 days you own it.
And then that's it.
Well, that's it. That's the change, though.
Then the servicer
changes all the time.
And simple. My bank My Loan My Way lets every dime you have in the bank work for you because it counts as a pay down of your balance while it's in the bank, which lowers your interest.
So-called mortgage
first
lender.
or even a second if you have a first you love. My Bank, My Loan, My Way, plus
You're a lender for
financial
90 days.
tools that you can use to build
At the
wealth.
most.
720-931-6560.
It is weird how the Democrats, they can get away with that weird Biden stuff. Look at the Kennedy shit, man. He killed somebody, didn't get in any trouble.
Oh, he got in trouble.
Did he go to jail?
No, he didn't go to jail, but
He didn't even, like, report it till the next day or something.
he didn't report it till they came to him.
It's fucking
And then he
weird.
bawled like a baby.
Oh, shit, I forgot that girl was in the car when I went into the lake.
I was wondering what happened to her.
I thought she made it home fine.
Oh, here, he didn't become president.
Either did I. I didn't kill him.
No, I know, but he was going to run, and they wouldn't let him really run. So
Who wouldn't let him run?
the Democrats.
30 seconds to return.
In fact, that Volkswagen.
You are always.
They say that, no, they say that's the reason, right? He never ran.
Well, Volkswagen ran that ad that said, because they used to float those bugs. They said if he would have drove a Volkswagen, he would have been president.
You lying son of a bitch.
No,
Never.
no. It was like a Mad Magazine.
Okay, so the news isn't exactly the news. It's Mad Magazine.
Mad Magazine, yeah.
It was 5 versus 5.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Lola?
Hi, Tom.
Whatever Lola wants, Lola gets, so let's do it. What's going on?
Well, I'm going to start shopping for a car or a vehicle.
Yes.
In the Denver metro area. I want to start out right. So give me a couple of good dealerships.
What are you looking for?
Something in the Dodge, maybe a Charger or a Toyota truck.
Colorado Springs Dodge.
Are you saying, yeah, that's great for the Dodge Charger?
I got to go to Colorado Springs?
Well, hold on. If you want one of the best deals, you will. Seriously.
Oh, okay.
They're the largest in the state. Period. End of story. They'll match
We'll
any
even
price.
give you somebody to talk to. But here, you can shop all you want and then go there.
Do not go to Prestige in Longmont.
Do not.
Do not.
Okay.
In fact, I hate to say this, but most Dodge dealers suck.
Okay.
For some reason, it's almost like Dodge cast a net for scumbags when they opened up their dealer network. Like North Glen Dodge, for example, is gone now, but a lot of them were so bad they just now to their credit, they did try to clean up things years ago by letting some of these or taking some of these franchises away, and North Glen was one of them. The Fitzgerald family. But here's the deal, okay? I just think that Colorado Springs Dodge would be great, and it would be a sure bet. And Mark will give you a contact. But here's the deal with the Dodge. You say Dodge Charger or Toyota. You couldn't get farther apart. So what are you looking for?
Well, if it's a Dodge, it'll be a Charger. I like one with a Hemi. I really like the way they.
Well, they're really ballsy cars. They're good cars.
They have an all-wheel drive model that's really nice.
If it's a Toyota, it'll be a Tacoma.
Man, you really do have varied taste.
Well, I'm in a Toyota now, and I've liked it, and I know they hold their value. They're kind of expensive, but I just want a good dealership so that they work with you well, and
Okay.
Who would you suggest for Toyota?
I'm trying to think right now about that because they don't have a terrible dealer network. I'll see. Who do we like in Toyota? I would try to steer you. Go ahead.
And while you're thinking, do either one of those cars, or either that truck or the Charger, you hear many problems with them?
No.
I don't need a new one.
Guys,
but,
our experts better weigh in on that. Go ahead.
Okay.
Well, like you said, apples and oranges, too. The Toyota is obviously a better quality than the Dodge, but it's a different vehicle.
Right.
Okay. Stevenson is not a bad guy. Really, Stevenson Toyota isn't that we don't get complaints about Stevenson.
Okay.
Again, I don't want people to mistake this as an endorsement, but it certainly isn't an indictment either. I mean, if you're talking, I personally would not go to Groove, and I would not go to AutoNation. I'm just what I would do. I would go to Stevenson.
I may, you know, because all the others we've had complaints with. Let's see, who else, guys?
Yeah.
That's about
it, man.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm calling because I always listen to you when I come into the Denver area.
I would not go to Larry H. Miller, ever.
And you guys are always saying, call before you buy.
Yeah. Stevenson is not a bad idea.
Okay.
And if you buy a used one, please check it first.
Yes.
Please.
Or if you want to look at the Dodge and the Toyota together, Carl Springs Dodge might have a used one of both sitting down there.
Yeah, if you're looking for used. But, yeah, that's where you would start. Lynn, I'm trying to squeeze you in under the wire. What's going on, Lynn?
Hey, Tom. I know it's Car Friday, but I do have a question.
Oh, it's okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
University of Colorado and their billing practices, let me run it short and sweet. I had a joint fusion on a finger.
Yeah.
I was told everything would be wrapped up. Everything would be included with that, all the follow-ups, what have you. Long story short, when it comes time to take the little pins out that were never discussed that were going to be put in to help stabilize the joint while it healed, went in. One of them was protruding through the skin. The other one was trying to protrude.
Do you have insurance?
Yes. The problem is...
What's the problem?
That office call to remove the 3 pins, which was no more than...
How much? How much?
$6,000.
Oh, my God. You got to hold on, Lynn. We're going to take you first up Monday. Okay, guys, thank you for being here. Sheridan Auto Tech, Honest, Accurate Auto. Hey, guys, save all your problems for me.
Let's think about customizing.
$6,000 to remove the pins, the stabilizing pins. 2 MRIs and a CAT scan was $36,000. So
that is unheard of.